overtime battles where like a lot of force buys went back and forth, and so it was just very scrappy match last time. So I think, yeah, I'm expecting kind of the same thing today.
Let's hit the low-hanging fruit too, since it's Overpass. We got to do it. CT opping is so important.
Okay,
I mean, having a mobile CT operator. Oh, yeah. So we need to see if like hypex can get it done against Story.
Third and fourth playoff. Let's get into it. Saw versus GamerLegion. The desk is split. We'll see who wins this battle. We're going straight into it. Moses and Dinka are ready.
Thank you very much, Sam. Yeah, GamerLegion versus Saw. I think this is an exciting third place decider, Jason. I think both teams have shown moments throughout this competition. Saw, I would have to have as the favorites coming in this, but Overpass, who knows? I feel like GamerLegion, a good shot to start off with a map victory, and this series should go to 3.
Well, obviously, waking up today and hoping that the day goes very, very differently than it did yesterday. So hopefully a hot start for GamerLegion to start putting that Aurora match back behind their minds. Story going to be tested, gets 1 for 1. Flashbang doesn't land all that well, but GamerLegion going to keep the pace up, and here's the hit into the A-bomb site.
Yeah, Crazy off the truck, and he's not able to take anything. In fact, everybody gets cleared out by GamerLegion as they attack into the A-bomb site. A pistol 1, and the first round picked up with only 1 casualty.
Okay, perfect. A nice clean pistol round, because we can address the elephant in the room. Here's my big question today, because the desk had a lovely segment talking about all things Counter-Strike. My biggest question for GamerLegion has nothing to do with Counter-Strike. It's, are you still a team?
Yeah.
Like, that
Have
for
you
me,
been stolen by the thief?
more than anything inside the server, I feel like that is the effect, and we obviously can't really know, but that's the thing that's going to have the biggest impact, I think, on how they play is that news that came out yesterday just before that series. Now that they've had time to sit with it, now they've had time to figure it out and talk to each other about the details, that can be a very weird scenario when part of the team is being targeted to be poached.
Especially when you get banged out.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, that's my mindset, and like, I'm not going to speculate, but there is a level of like, what happens if like some of the players didn't know this conversation was happening, and then you feel a little bit slighted, and that I have no clue how the actual back and forth went, but there's a very real world in which this GamerLegion team doesn't have the cohesion right now to kind of withstand any pressure, right? Like, they can crack relatively easily, you'd imagine, depending on how those conversations went yesterday. So we'll keep an eye on the mental and how they're able to stay focused in this game. Nothing tough just yet. Second round, trying to convert after the pistol, and that is a nice piece of a peek. A little bit of a bait towards the short tunnel. The window, or the door opens up, excuse me. Towson gets his second kill of the map.
And Saw very passive at the moment. Not going to be gathering a lot of information towards the bathrooms. It's going to be a long setup. So Story and Aragorn playing towards the stone. Story playing anti-flash into the wall. But it's not going to matter because GamerLegion going to be going over towards the B-bomb site, and currently no one occupying the site itself because Agile just left.
Yeah, interesting to see him go stack up towards A, despite the fact the long players haven't seen anything. Now, typically, you'll see a long player kind of start making a move, sort of like a long cave on Dust 2, to try and gather information towards Fountain, especially now that Utility's being chucked out towards the B bomb site. And Saw's going to save. They're going to bring these weapons forward into the next round and try again to find a place that these MP9s can have an impact.
Yeah, going into 2-0. But, you know, when you talk about are you going to be a team moving forward as well, Jason, I think that's another point is the fact that we're here in a third place decider. Right? Yeah. And usually a third place decider, obviously it's extra money, but it's also conversation around VRS points for the future. And obviously the major cutoffs already happened, but you know, when you're a team that's not at the very top, you will all, you know, these kind of tournaments, these matches really matter, and these third place deciders can be significant. But when you are a team that aren't really moving forward, how much, if you are getting pushed and you have to come back, how much is a third place decider play in your head, you know? Like that has to be an element that you have to think about today as well.
I don't know. You're talking to someone who played in a 7th to 8th place decider once.
Oh yeah? How was that? Did you win 7th or 8th?
We got 7th.
Oh, know? Nice. You won. You really fought for that one.
Yeah, there was some extenuating circumstances in that. That was a little bit of a goofy match. Yeah, those are weird. Actually, to your point, yeah, those circumstances actually.
Exactly.
We played a British team in a CPL, and back in the CPL, every stage had predetermined maps, and the map for the 7th, 8th place decider was called. Oh my lord, what was it called? Anyways, it was a map that Europeans didn't play.
Okay.
And we played a European team, and one of their players just said, like, screw it, and just literally went to sleep during the game.
So, right, yeah. So these decider games.
Yeah. So these decider games. No, but I mean, I think you nailed it bang on too. The VRS with these teams, and especially if you imagine, you know, players might be leaving GamerLegion, scraping together those VRS points for the players, for the org, super important. So yeah, there's things to play for. For me, it's more just the mentality of a GamerLegion team, not so much about the 3rd, 4th place decider, just more so about what the team is like moving forward.
Especially want to bounce back and get some some confidence back after getting absolutely spanked yesterday.
Yeah, you definitely want to get some pride back after back-to-back 13-1s.
They've done better.
They've had some better games in their history.
No, but they've just won as many rounds as they won in that entire semi-final.
Okay, that's true. They are doing better here as well. Yeah.
Well, let's see if Saw's idea to save over is going to pan out for them here in round 3. We go under a minute on the clock. Agile and Crazy going to be playing out towards Monster.
Another smoke to stall things out, and GamerLegion can't really do anything because they have no presence anywhere else on the map. Everyone's just kind of waiting behind Monster. So going to relocate to short so they don't have to, you know, run the clock down too much and just attack from a different point.
The time is the problem here. If GamerLegion come in, well, they're coming now at 30 seconds. It can still get a little bit messy. Crazy needs one. He gets it on the 5-7. He goes back in again. And a second kill from Crazy, but the rest of his teammates unable to do much. Bomb should go down in just a moment, putting the final pieces of utility in place, including that smoke that lands inside of the site. But look at Aragorn, denies the bomb plant. Round still on, a second kill, no way! ZTR up against Mutiris, and he's going to go for the plant here on default. Mutiris desperately trying to deny it. He'll dive down, but he's running out of bullets in this UMP. It's a MAC-10 up against the UMP, and Mutiris is out of ammo. The clock is pulled out, and eventually ZTR gonna win it out here for GamerLegion. That is crazy. It comes down to that scenario.
ZTR was probably confused why he wasn't dying earlier. It felt like he hit him more than enough, but man, Aragorn just coming through that smoke, taking down the bomb, taking down a second player. I have no clue how he found the second one. But that made things really, really dicey, and that's great economic damage right here. Finding that completely inside the smoke with no vision. And he's been the standout player for this Saw team throughout this run that they've had into this third, fourth place decider. In fact, he was the top fragger in the series they played earlier during the group stage at the 1-1. 69 and 62 across the series for Aragorn in the opening matchup between these two teams.
See Stories up, looking up into the bathrooms. Opening pick available for Rez is to walk forward. He does spot him cross over the divider. Now they're locked in, ready for Rez. Flash coming in to try and help him. Aragorn wasn't quite ready for the fight, and then Rez gets the second. Yes. Fantastic opening work from Rez.
Stops short on the crouch peek, and now a little lurk into the B bomb site. Defenders are still here though. First kill. They're all coming in. Towson with another entry, and only one player left to find behind the smoke goes down, and that's a 4th round for GamerLegion.
Yeah, 4-0, no problem. And then it's such an easy start here for Rez. Walks on by the bathrooms. They know he's coming. They see him cross over the divider. They have a rifle and an AWP in position. The rifler wasn't quite ready for the peek to come in from Rez. Tried to turn from a flash.
Yeah, I think playing anti-flash and maybe just missing the timing a little bit. But certainly it felt like they should have been prepared for that peek, and obviously catching the shoulder of the Opera as well. Just crouching into that shot. So we've talked about the GamerLegion thing with all the 100 Thieves rumors and the weirdness over there. For Saw, their loss last night in the semifinals, very devastating as well for different reasons. Wasn't quite as much of an embarrassment in terms of the scoreline. Just more the fact that they probably should have won that 2-0. Allowed the comeback on the second map, got battered on the third, but that was a loss of inexperience, it felt, right? Yeah. Like, that wasn't like you guys came in and just got kind of steamrolled. That was inexperience in being able to close out that series and make it to a final, and then inexperience in being able to bounce back on that third map.
Yeah, it's definitely got to feel disappointing for Saw, like a missed opportunity at this event, because they've been playing some great Counter-Strike. They've been the surprise of the tournament, how well they've played and some of the teams they've beaten, and I think yesterday it felt like they were almost guaranteed to be beating Legacy after watching that first map play out and the way they handled a beatdown. But yeah, that's 3rd place, not bad for Soft. They're able to win it today, but they're in the hole and they call a timeout after going 4-0 down immediately.
Yeah, it hasn't looked like the Saw that we saw being so dangerous in the semifinal, that was so good against Team Liquid in the quarterfinal as well. These first 4 rounds haven't really got beneath them yet, so we'll see if they can recover as the half goes on. GamerLegion looking sharp despite the very, very tough loss they took yesterday. And PR going to probe into this B bomb site. Minute and 25 seconds, a very fast timing. There's the peak, easy kill for PR. Thins out the herd, and now a man advantage for GamerLegion. No aggression really from this round from Saw. Like this buy doesn't seem to have like a plan in it outside of kind of play your spots, play a standard round with the pistols, right? Scout is not even being aggressive on Mutiris. That's out towards long. No one's heading in that direction. Actually, GamerLegion has largely ignored long in the early stages of this half.
Aragorn with the Deagle. Peeks on out from behind the dice box. Rez. Another important shot up towards the site. Aragorn burning. Nowhere to stand. It's all that comfortable. Ends up getting cleared out from the back of the bomb site. And it's going to be 5 rounds in a row. ZTR's head's exposed. Falls asleep for a second and then comes back to finish off Story.
Okay, we're going to see what kind of an attitude Saw's bringing in this morning in this next round. This is where they get all the rifles. This is where they get all the utilities. So you actually have the resources you need to challenge for space in bathrooms. You can push towards blue door if you'd like to down the stairs in con. There's tons of things that you have available to it. We know Overpass lends itself to some CT aggression. So now that you have all the bells and whistles, what are you going to bust out in a 0-5 deficit? Open up that playbook and get a little bit crazy, you know?
I'm excited to see it. Let's see what Stories Op can do. I mean, I haven't casted Saw in a long time. So obviously in this tournament we casted 1 game,
yes.
But it's been a while since we've got to cast Story a little bit consistently. They've fallen out of the top circuit. But I was used to enjoy watching Story play when he's having a great game.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those operas that it feels like, you know, we see some great games out of him from time to time, and then others are more pedestrian. But when he's on, it's no doubt he has a very impactful op. He'll get a chance here to warm up.
Oh, missed shot in the opener. Shoulder coming through. Towson that just shreds through his teammate. And now Story's under a lot of pressure here, getting run down multiple sides. Can't get a shot off. And GamerLegion have come into this match locked in.
Change of pace in the first buy round has caught Saw completely off guard, falling all around the map.
Wow.
And GamerLegion is making this fast. They came in today, they were like, let's give Saw the Aurora.
Let's give them some. Let's give them a beat down.
You know what we experienced yesterday? Let's give that to them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, 6-0 start here for GamerLegion. Saw that was a timeout ahead of that into the buy round. Didn't make anything happen. Now they're back to half buy territory. So you're going to see some SMGs coming out here.
Man, for that to be kind of like the first great buy you had. Miss shot from Story, just as we're talking about him. He's had a couple misses. He had a miss in that first gun round when Rez kind of walked up highway as well. Slow start. Rez has been sharp, and that's actually a great piece of information. And you're going to trap them inside bathrooms. That's the fight you want. He gets away. You don't know about the second, though. There's actually a little bit of a trap here for Aragorn. That name shouldn't be hard to pronounce.
Yeah, it really should have. But, you know, it can be. Aragorn ready to go. Shadow spotted. Rez again, man. It just can't lose a fight.
Yeah, he's a beast right now. This is actually sick. And obviously, GamerLegion's going to love it. What a huge benefit he's been providing them. 7-2 for Rez, 6-1 for ZTR, 9-1 for Towson. The reinforcements are on the way for Saw. Rotated into the A bomb site. GamerLegion taking their time. Their Story, they need to find advance in the bathrooms. Utility should be able to handle the bomb site itself, but this is maybe the X factor in the round.
Story waiting in the bathrooms. Towson is going to fall to the 5-7. Crazy's got a kill as well, but he's gone and cleared out. Story only managed 1 frag. So, 3 plays step for GamerLegion. A couple of kills there from Saw's half investment, and now they're going to come back into a full buy. Story will get the AWP out again. He's looking a little weak at the moment. He's had a number of shots. He should be landing over towards the bathrooms. And when your AWPer's not hitting those, it makes your game very difficult because you can see how quickly GamerLegion could progress towards A.
Yeah, and also, I mean, they've used that AWP as like 1 point of a 2-point trap, right?
Yeah.
Like the first miss on highway gets his rifler kind of taken down, and then misses his own shot to get him killed. Those are the kind of areas where the AWPer is, missing a shot is really painful, especially if that M4 paired up with him. But they're keeping up the pace. It's a B rush.
Yeah, the B rush in towards Agile. Tries to get behind the wall, but then just gets absolutely wrecked by PR. Now, Crazy's going to hear all the steps on the site. He'll deal with Rez. Nice snap back to ZTR as well, and then eventually removed by PR. It's a 3v3. They're into the bomb site. hypex going to put that down on default. And Saw, I mean, you're 7-0 in the hole already. You've got to go for the retake, but it just seems so difficult now with that instant kill from Towson.
Yeah, especially because there's no more utility to block off the choke point, so that one kill alleviates a ton of pressure, and Story has the AWP on the flank, so he can't make anything happen while Mutiris is smoked out. So no motivation to go for this despite some utility, despite it being a 3-on-3 at one point. GamerLegion, I mean, I guess you can call whatever you want if you're just hitting headshots like this.
Dude, everyone looks so locked in on GamerLegion. They're not losing fights. I mean, they're just going in, and you see a duel there on the bomb side on the entry for PR. It looks like there should be maybe a 50-50, but PR just nails it. And Rez looking so sharp on these entries towards A as well. GamerLegion loving the start. 8 rounds to 0.
hypex has $16,000 in the bank.
Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of game you're enjoying being
so
Ash just out in there.
Oh, yeah. Ash is having the best day. That's the kind of day you dream about going into the coach's office.
And then you had the Nightmare one yesterday.
Yeah, the Nightmare one.
The horror
was
of Halloween.
Yes, it really was.
November, it's a new month. GamerLegion loving it.
Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
So we're all
November.
gonna keep an eye on Saw throughout this game.
Yeah, true. Gotta make sure they're all right. But right now, getting absolutely destroyed. GamerLegion spreading out across the map this time, taking connector.
This is where you really need Story to have an impact with the AWP, because this is a round where GamerLegion has slowed it down and spread into a default. So now Story's going to get a few more looks that don't have as much aggression behind them. He can get some of those deeper shots, especially if GamerLegion, if they miss any details with utility to take away an angle, he might be able to have an impact. But this is where you really want him to show his presence inside the server. Very quiet. I mean, GamerLegion, I think, has kind of taken the philosophy and the idea of we're up 8-0 by rushing, and we've just destroyed them. They're going to do something aggressive, but nothing comes.
PR just walks through the monster smoke alone, immediately takes the headshot on Agile, and that's just one player. Now you've got to hit a shot, and Story will. He'll get back to the bomb site. Can Saw hold on? 2 players in the A site. Rez winning the duel against Aragorn. Now Story's under excruciating pressure because all of his teammates, all of his support is gone. And he's had to drop back into the bank, and utility lands in front of him. Material's close to the denial of the bomb plant, but those bullets go over the top. He still comes away with 1 on ZTR, and the numbers are even. A 3v3 now in favor of Saw, thanks to that kill from Mutiris. This could be the first on the board for Saw. You've got that flank coming in, though, from PR. Can Rez hold on long enough for that to be effective? And he wins a fight that looks like it was about to go the other way. But that defuse tap has created the pressure, and now they start to piece together where PR could be. Comes up the stairway, bomb's not planted for him, they come off the defuse, PR gets to position, and Mutiris racing after him, but PR handling business.
No kit in that round, that's why Mutiris has to get off, otherwise I think he just tries to stick that with the defuse kit, but every eventuality go in the way of GamerLegion. Rez even does a great job staying alive after his initial kill, grabbing a second one, making sure they have to spend more time swinging, hunting him down, buying more time for PR to execute this flank, and just smart decision from PR as well, realizing they get into that bomb site, maybe not enough real estate for him to be comfortable. 2 players inside the bomb site, Rez out towards long, nowhere great for him to position, and goes for the game-winning or the round-winning flank. And what can you do?
Rez gonna be holding on the long peak. Mutiris gonna trade him out 1 for 1. Mutiris actually getting going over the last 2 rounds at least. He was sitting at 0.
Yeah, here's the aggression this round from Saw that GamerLegion was looking for in the previous one when they played it very, very slow and very conservative. Now they get punished by that big push. 1 for 1 trade. Story goes down. Rez falls as well.
Yeah, Rez has been so impactful throughout these rounds as well. Just the 1 for him this time. So we got PR kicking around though. Aragorn pushing out a calm. Will PR get his cross shot? Oh my goodness, again, so clean. Aragorn to fall. Advantage now in favor of GamerLegion for a B bomb site finish. There's 2 players here for Saw.
And look at the way it makes the defense shift as well. So if GamerLegion does end up coming through Monster, which looks like their plan the whole time, the defense that was geared to stop a Monster play now has to change its position to account for short being weakened.
Agile He's going to fall. Crazy as well. And now MIBR is left 1v4. So that's just, I mean, there's not really much to say about that. That's not very competitive whatsoever, is it?
This is we're having a Scrawny and Launders game from last night right now.
At least they had one round.
At least they did. Yeah, but you know, it's coming still. You know, there's still
It'll
time.
be the pistol round. Who knows? Saw might come all the way back on the T side of Overpass.
This is just brutal. I just don't even. There's nothing Saw can do to get in this. I mean, you're not even killing anything. It's just GamerLegion just waltzes in and gets to the opening frag regardless of what happens. It's a very comprehensive victory.
Inferno's next. That'll be a.
You want to move on to Inferno?
Might as well.
Yeah.
GG go next.
It is quite a GG.
10 T rounds in Overpass.
I know, T side of Overpass. I was just going to say the same thing. It's from in theory, the harder side, but they just set the tone, and I mean, Saw have not been able to get into the game. It's been so strong from GamerLegion that nobody from Saw, even the rotating players, can't win fights.
Saw's, I mean, this is so rough. I guess they didn't want to play a game.
I mean, that is always the question too. Of like you lose that semifinal in such heartbreaking fashion, you wake up the next day after a loss like that, like you're still going to be in a little bit of a funk, you know. Like your mind is still going to be a little bit hazy from that loss you took.
Second timeout here for Saw. I mean, at this point, you're looking for 2 rounds.
Yes, that would be nice. That would be a great thing to have. I don't know what you call though. Like, you know, this is where the coach is has the hardest job in the world, because you have to get players to start communicating in a game where they feel like they've probably already lost. You have to find some way to get some hope going on in them, and it's not always possible. Not always a fun timeout to take as a coach, but obviously doing everything he can to get the players motivated, to get them back up and focused on this game. And, I mean, you know, again, one thing we always talk about when it gets to these blowouts is playing yourself back into the series for the next map. You know, maybe this one is probably too far out of reach, but if you can go and get 5-6 rounds on the board, at least you have something to talk about. At least you have something positive going into the next map that you can use to try and change the attitude between the map break. Look at the utility Saw have to work with as well. It's going to run down very, very low early on, especially considering how nervous they surely are when this utility comes in.
Well, Towson, Nate going out to the right side here. Crazy losing a lot of his health. And they're really hoping here for Saw that GamerLegion commit into that B-bomb site. That's where they have all their resources ready to hold on to the B-bomb site defense.
Okay, well, now Saw has seen 2 players. They've seen the challenge towards short. They've seen players in short. MIBR just takes that info jump. Aragorn has to put out a smoke out towards long because he spotted one. But Saw has felt all the pressure at the B-bomb site throughout this round. So now they need to hustle back to support Aragorn.
Yeah, you may have been hoping that they're going to hit the B-bomb site, but hope is not enough. As GamerLegion decide on the A site finish, it's Rez to drop Aragorn. And now Saw rotating in. They're all out of position. And it's just not looking likely that they're even going to win a round in this half. This is unbelievably dominant from GamerLegion.
I mean, this one is just a complete tactical victory, you know? Like, you put so much pressure on the B-bomb site, you've battered it down so much throughout this half that Saw feels like it's always going to finish there, and that they can't hold it with just 3 players. And then it's Aragorn at the A-bomb site all on his own, who's just jumping for information, just getting split, needing 6 different flashes with no support. Brutal way for this half to be going, quite obviously. I'm out of adjectives.
You could say savage, wrecked.
It's brutal, savage, wrecked.
Yeah.
They do flow together. All right.
11-0.
Oh, he wants the
13-0. He's ruined it now, though.
No. It's only us who can ruin it. It's us bringing up the 13-0 that
Would we do that?
We've done it before. We've all done it before.
Let's see.
Just to test the powers.
Watch Saw get 1 round here.
We've wanted to try it. But
Watch Saw get 1 round right now.
If it's Ash and the players, it's all good.
We'll test that theory. As Saw go out to the final round of the first half in search of a single round victory. We've got everything they want, at least. All the weapons. Let's see if they can get some kills with it.
Yeah, but we've seen this before.
Rez to make his way through, and
that
he gets
is
caught by an off angle there from Aragorn.
That is such a dirty off angle as well.
So Rez going down, an advantage for Saw. Can they extend upon it without being traded here? CTR to put a Molotov into the bathrooms. There's the peak four from Aragorn, doing some great work in this round. Finally, Towson gets one of the kills back here for GamerLegion. They're looking to convert a 3v4 in their favor.
I don't think they're going to over-rotate in this round, though, as long as Story doesn't see anything. The AWP deep in the bomb site, taking some very, very far lines. There's PR, who just has never had an issue. When he wants a kill, he just peeks into the B bomb site and grabs one. Except for that time. Well, Story's relinquished the bomb site to play retake. Wants one pick as they come in. And he can get it here. Towson's going to have to make the run. The AWP in support of hypex. And Story moves in towards Optimus.
Peeks out. It's a no-scope from Hype. What? That counter range, a no-scope? That is ridiculous. Everything is just going right for GamerLegion, but this is it. A fight for a single round in the first half. A 12-0 for GamerLegion if they can win this 1v1. The bomb plant committed to. Towson comes off the spot into the peak, and Agile grabs the one.
All right, Ash ruined it.
He did.
He absolutely ruined it. What are you thinking, Ash?
As soon as you mention it, you know it's dead.
I know, just the arrogance.
Although, it'd be nice for GamerLegion to win 13-1 after being 13-1 back-to-back.
There would be something poetic about it, wouldn't there?
It's kind of like Astralis of Pro League, remember? They got signed out, and then he came out and dominated Nuke. Yeah. So, I mean, that's really the talking point I have for this game, Jason. It's kind of insane.
I know. It's what a way to open the series as well. GamerLegion.
The highest amount of kills was 6.
I know it hasn't been pretty, but I mean, like that's been what's made this such a weird half. Is like none of these rounds were even in contention. It was just GamerLegion literally rushing into the B bomb site, like a standard like 5-man run through the smoke, run through monster, rush.
I think Ash is going to be incredibly disappointed with the squad that they conceded the one round here.
Yeah, maybe.
They asked for a 13-0. They did not provide.
I know, really selfish of the team, isn't it? Well, they don't look like they have any concerns based off the news that came out yesterday. Whatever the reasoning behind that is, it's lovely to see them playing well.
They got over it.
I mean, it's also good to see him play well just because yesterday against Aurora, like watching that felt similar to this, where it's just like I feel bad about it. But also I'm sat there and it's like, you know, GamerLegion was better than what we saw yesterday. So I like seeing that fight.
Yeah, we got to listen in with GamerLegion. Let's see what's going on board that.
How the fuck did you no-scope him, Milan? I saw that when he killed him. I didn't spec.
Bro, it was wrong, no? I think you killed him scope, no?
No, I unscoped as I shot.
Right.
You're that fast? Yeah, I pressed right click instead of left click again. at the same time.
I mean, it's still insane.
Yeah.
It's still an insane no-scope at that kind of range. I'm glad I'm not the only one asking how that was a no-scope. Story and Aragorn, though, they've got 2 entries here, and it looks like Saul going to get a second round easily here, Jason. The beginning of the comeback.
Here we go. This is what we've been waiting for. PR was so blind, he didn't realize he was standing inside a Molotov. He just burns from 100 to 0, still waiting for a teammate flashbang to peek back up. 2 versus 4, no kit. This is obviously unlikely, but ZTR looks like he's going to give it a go.
I mean, yeah, give it a go. And now he realizes it's going nowhere. So, second round for Saw, they win the pistol. Let's see if GamerLegion decide just to get the buy round out as quickly as possible or go for the force. They're going to buy straight away. They've got rounds to play with, obviously. So they're going to have the scout.
they've got quite a bit of rounds to play with.
And a timeout. You know, really important that you close this out here and now.
I know. I like it. It is. Maybe they're trying to like. Maybe at this point they're just like having their own little conversation and trying to get Saul to just sit there and like mull over the fact that they have to sit in the server. Like, you know that feeling when someone calls the timeouts in matchmaking and you're like, do I really have to wait 30 seconds for you?
Yeah.
That's what's going on here.
Someone DCs, you get the 2-minute timeout as well.
Yeah, no, that one's so
And they run down the freeze time to the last second and they just keep using every one of the timeouts.
I know, and you just sit there for 4 minutes doing nothing, playing patty cake. Well, high fives are out. It might be also, I mean, on a more realistic note, Ash might just be starting to kind of soften the ground for making sure the guys aren't, you know, trying to win this too quickly. Like, I know we have a big lead. Let's not play silly. Let's not, like, lose focus. Let's still take it seriously and just get to the next map. He's probably telling them there's a grand final coming along at 1 p.m. Let's not overshoot the schedule. Let's get that started at the right time, at least.
Yeah. hypex.
Good tag.
Yeah, there's a shot coming in. Aragorn going to be down to 29 HP. Piot's peeking on out. I'll send the MP9 forward.
I expect this, though. PR's got to be really careful in picking his timing. They're expecting the follow-up push based off the presence. Footsteps out towards long, though. He's tracking this, so he's able to pass on information. Actually, GamerLegion might be in a pretty decent spot with some of the damage, with the map being shrunk. If Rez can find this kill, he goes down. But still, there's players here to address the A attack. And remember, PR knows they've gone towards long.
hypex trying to get in position, but they're so close up already. He's realized that. And it's not exactly a comfortable position for the scout to be in. PR is a long way off. That MP9 still effective, though. Meteorus has fallen. And we've got a 3v3. 35 seconds left. 5-7 racing in, stopping the bomb plant. And it's enough to just make noise, puff up his chest, cause chaos, cause a lack of commitment to the plant, and now they're going to the B-bomb site.
Okay, Taliesin, you got to get on your horse. You got to start rotating. You were hypex. They don't realize quite yet. It's way too late to catch on to this. 18 seconds. Nobody's budged. Okay, Saw gets into the B-bomb site. GamerLegion just frozen in place. So plenty of time to get into positions to defend against this retake, but GamerLegion is coming for it. There's no kits.
Can the scout land a shot? Okay, information gathered on the position of one. That story is also very low. He could fall to the scout with one shot to the body. And still could fall out of Saw's hands. GamerLegion looking to grab map point. And there's a great shot from hypex. It's now Agile 1v3. AK-47 misfires towards short. PR comes back in for the retake. And GamerLegion win it on the force by 12-2.
Yeah, that's a cool call over towards front bathrooms. Those are the kind of aggressive setups we never saw move into in that first half, was those kinds of positions. But I mean, you have a trap. You have the scout taking an off angle. You have someone peeking from front bathrooms. And then the scouter has a flashbang set up to activate the players coming out of con. I mean, Saw doesn't fully spring it, right? It's only Aragorn who moves forward, so everyone else can back away into safety. But again, because of those positions, PR had intel the entire time of what was going on. Really well managed down the stretch for GamerLegion, and now they've got all the AKs and rifles, and it's Saw back to Tech 9s. This is looking like 13-2 might be the ending scoreline. We've got a B-rush out of Saw's attack to finish things off.
Taliesin waiting on the pillar. The nade goes forward. And now he's on the barrels, head tucked down, and ZTR, team kill, even removes Taliesin. He's helped out Saw just a little bit, as that bomb plant is going to be secured. Rez trying to come over the top with bullets from heaven, and Saw digging in deep, trying to prolong play at least a little bit longer. And at least that shot coming back up towards heaven removes Rez. PR starting to close the ground. Story continuing to frag with the Tech 9, but it's still on here, especially with hypex, with some success at heaven again. Meteor is stuck on default. Agile, the player, trying to get one of these picks, and then Meteorus going to fall as PR descends down. He's low on HP, up against Agile. This one's for the map as PR looks to close on a 13-2 victory. Wrapping around the pillar within the site, and Agile will make sure that Saw stay alive a little bit longer.
Man, that's a hard-fought battle as well, especially because the Tech 9s never escaped. They were all on the bomb site that entire time, just battling towards heaven against stronger weapons as well.
Yeah, great shots at long range. I mean, it's not easy to beat out the rifles, as you're mentioning, at that kind of range at heaven, especially with the headshots they were picking up.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, GamerLegion also spent a lot of time just spamming through smokes, trying to grab one of those cheeky kills while utility was still up, and I think the Tech 9s, that might have helped even the fight a little bit. But because GamerLegion went a low buy round previously, an upgrade for free into rifles, they've got some cash to spend here. So another investment at 12-3. 9 more opportunities for GamerLegion to take Overpass in this series. The UMP on ZTR, M4 on Taliesin. Scout from Moss and Deagle to fill out the GamerLegion investment. And very calculated from Saw. Early beginning, very passive, chilling, hanging out. Now going to start moving forward. Over towards long seems to be the play.
They're just progressing closer to the site. Rez is going to detect him. I mean, I'm not counting out GamerLegion in any round of this map.
It's just going to be hard to hold this attack back. If hypex doesn't get some tags or a kill, I don't know how you stop it.
ZTR, the timing, looks around. There's one from Rez. ZTR, that's exactly how you stop it. 2 on the UMP. The Bathrooms peak never really comes in. Agile eventually comes back. And actually, Story got a double kill. So all of a sudden, rounds completely back on. But both of these players softened up now for Saw. Towson, gets Gush down to 14. Now bomb plant being secured on default, and Agile stays committed to the fight. So he may not have shown up in time to save his teammates earlier, but comes out of the bathrooms at the right time, at least to still have a chance to win the round.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm so shocked at how good ZTR held on to that kind of a swing out of long with the smoke in place with all the cover, and then I'm also shocked that based off of that, they didn't just win the round.
Yeah,
know?
it's crazy that Story overperforms that.
Yeah, what a great rebuttal. I mean, once you take him down, I guess those weaker weapons rotating in helps when you get that immediate gush onto Towson with the only M4 in the round. So GamerLegion gonna have to sit back on pistols. They don't get to end it early. Sal's gonna claw a little bit back into this game, but still so far back from any concept of a comeback. This is GamerLegion's map pick, so at least there's that kind of line of thinking that Sal can fall back onto. Like they obviously picked this map because they were going to be well prepared and very strong. Missed Deagle shots as well. That's going to signal the long push, the long play, but that one lands. Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. It's going to be fine, Jason. Saul ain't going to lose a round like this. Not at all. Suddenly, it's a 2v3, and another Deagle headshot. It's all down to Agile. This would really sum up the map, wouldn't it, if they lose it like this? PR against Agile in a 1v1.
Oh, win it with a Zeus.
Now that would be something.
Oh, they might come right back at each other. Agile's got to be
dude.
so nervous because he knows the guns are here, the bomb is here. Definitely PR is going to come in this direction.
Where is he, though? Is he behind you? In front of you? Down in the connector? There's the dink from behind! Down to 26 HP.
He's got an AK-47 to recover in Playground, too.
He's looking for it. But he has to worry about getting peeked. Now it's an AK up against an AK. PR has the health advantage. Can PR close the map? Yes, he can! 13-4 win. What a ridiculous round to lose it on, but I guess it was just horrible the whole way through from Saw.
What a way to go down.
What a way to end it.
What a way to end it. There was a little bit of hope alive. Maybe we can come back. Maybe there's a way we
No,
can
there
push
wasn't.
it.
No, there
That
wasn't.
happened.
No, let's not start with that. There
I
was
think it's
not.
the team
There was not.
striker. Maybe they have to believe, right? They were like, maybe there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, that overpass.
And I mean that as an AWPer as well, because there was a couple moments on that CT side, could have got going early on as well, but there was no one really firing for Saw. It was GamerLegion just outmatching them in every department. But okay, in the group stages, we've seen an overtime game, Jason. Is there a world in which this is just another one-sided game for GamerLegion, just with the way they're playing today?
I think that's the point. Is like we talked about it in the green room too. Like just briefly, was like Jackie came in, was like, was it Saw playing bad? Was it GamerLegion playing good? And it's like, look, Saw was bad, but like I don't know if I just even want to talk about that because what are you supposed to do when GamerLegion shoots you in the face in the first like 2 bullets every single time they see you? Like PR was wild. Towson had that incredible start. Rez was a beast over towards. Like what are you gonna do when these guys are just killing you in 2 bullets? There's no chance for you to even look good inside the server. So if that continues, if individually GamerLegion players just seem to be like 5 steps above Saw players, then it really doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, Saw just have to put that one behind them.
He's been spotted, Rez.
Yep, he has, and now he's going to get peeked from mid as well. It's not going to go all that well for Rez as he tries to backtrack. And that's the best case scenario, is he actually gets away. Towson actually taken down. Rez to fall inside a boiler, and a good start to the pistol round here from Saw.
Yeah, really bad start to the pistol round from GamerLegion. I'm not quite sure what these ideas are, just walking into angles and not even really looking like you're going to swing for a fight. hypex is able to get one back. He's able to get a second back. He's getting wrapped around through halls, but ZTR, that's the bomb on the deck. Okay, it's all come. It was so promising.
hypex is looking sharp too, man. Look at that. 4K from short. Everyone's going to hype him up.
It was so promising. That was a 3v5.
This is wild.
And I don't think anyone even shot at hypex. We did the Glock counting yesterday.
Clean.
But I think once it got to hypex and ZTR, I don't think the Glock bullets even fired. Nothing. Still 0. Okay, that's 2. Pre-fire. That's a few.
Not a lot, though. He just... Yeah, exactly. He just owned them. That's my favorite British-Polish player.
Yeah, that's the one. All right, Deep Smoke's up mid and towards Banana for Saw to give himself some space to play with. Fast towards the A bomb site, gonna connect. Actually, they slow things down. Pump the brakes just a little bit. 2 players make it all the way towards Boiler, but they don't actually want to spring the attack quite yet.
Flash at the ready. I mean, they were good on Tech 9s. We've seen that on the T side of Overpass.
They had the one good round, yes.
Yeah. I mean, out of 4.
Yeah, true.
hypex with the rifle. Oh my god, he's like, oh shit, there's so many people here around the corner already right up in my face. So
yeah, way too hard pre-aimed.
Yeah, he is going to go down. No problem there. Now, Rez is going to try and hold on as they're pushing through the side of this moto smoke, you'd imagine. Coming through at 2 different angles at a good timing, but then they just pause for a second and Rez goes back and deals with both. Towson and Pit, Story overrunning them. Tech 9's finally working out here as Saw get into the site.
Oh yeah, and this should be a nice win. Bomb plant goes down even without a resmoke to throw in there. The Molotov might be able to change things in the hands of ZTR, but he's taken down to 50 HP. I'm going to give time for PR to wrap around towards short. Molotov coming into the bomb site now. 1 in Graveyard, 2 in the site to find.
ZTR, he gets 1, and there goes PR, down to the 1v2, and he's got himself a chance at this. Time is ticking. Agile low, and PR finishes him off. GamerLegion just winning impossible scenarios. There's a kit over here as well. PR is going to go and get it. That has to have been around for Saw, and it's somehow gone the way of GamerLegion.
It's all right. It's all right. It still feels crazy because Overpass went the way it is, but this is all fine because it's very close. 1 player survives, bomb is planted, 4 kills. Saw know the reset is still capable, and if you just kind of disassociate the first map of the series from your mind, you know, Saw's in actually a pretty decent place at the moment. I'll tell you this though, Rez outplays the shit out of him in this round. The little burst to get them to come through the smoke, double kill on the wrap side, is just so perfectly played.
An AK for Agile and Story, Tech 9's Mac 10 and a Galil from Mutiris. And Aragorn not going to be a big fan of the early damage received. He's down to 43 HP.
Yeah, with the Mac 10 as well. Let's take advantage of some lack of head armor, but it's only ZTR who's missing the helmet, so most of the players of GamerLegion will be just fine. Smoke pops to block access past the half wall. Retake utility for GamerLegion to get a foothold out towards the car. And just clearing the position and backing away. Utility going to start running low for the CT side. You could see some nades dropped over to teammates. It's going to be PR who's in charge of being the sole defender of the B bomb site. No, excuse me. Rez, instead of rotating away, just wraps around towards coffins. Actually, even ZTR's cheating back a little bit.
You are going to go into the peak. Story, great shot. He needed that opener. Now Rez going to be waiting at coffins. His teammate rotating over in the form of ZTR. Remember, ZTR is low. So it really has to be Rez, and he's going to get tagged up through the side of the coffins, but he's clean on the peak up. Story responded to 30 seconds. Rez actually takes a flash in the face, a follow-up, and then a dink. Both B defenders low, but it might not matter if they continue to frag out the way they are. Good, position for Agile. But he loses the fight on the lurk. So a 2v3, all these GamerLegion players are low, apart from hypex. But it doesn't matter as Rez just keeps fighting on, putting Aragorn in a 1v3. They need a clutch here. These rounds are coming so close to getting themselves in winnable positions, but eventually they've got to catch a break, and they just won't. Rez with a 3K, despite being battered by bullets, it is Rez who still stands up.
Yeah, all 3 of these rounds, I think Saw is going to feel like they were in a great position. And GamerLegion has come back in every single one. The hypex quad kill on the pistol round from a 3v5 to recover the situation. The retake in a 2 versus 3 with MP9s at the A-bomb set of the previous round. And now here you get the opening kill, you get into the site, you get the bomb plan 3-on-3. You lose this fight long range. Crazy's forced to come through the smoke. Nothing down the stretch was there to actually close out the round for Saw. And just further frustrations. And this is the tough part. I kind of said, like, just in a sort of joking, like, disassociate the first map from your mind and thinking about Inferno. But for Saw, that might be difficult with the inexperience. It might even be difficult for them to kind of really get the idea of losing the semifinals last night out of their minds.
hypex onto the porch. It's going to be Townsend to move out of the balcony. Materials drop. Story and Crazy alongside Agile. And that is a round finally won by Saw. This one's too convincing to let go the other way.
Yeah, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Finally, the 4th round heads in their way. Great kills coming up mid. Agile and Story and Crazy combining to take out the A defense, and this one's nice and easy. No chance for recovery. No way you can screw this one up.
Yeah, it's just a save call ready for GamerLegion.
Yeah. Okay, on the board. We like that. With the ability to fight back, and you're kind of in that scenario too where you're priming the GamerLegion reset. Money is going to be fine for the next round. Taliesin and Rez have plenty of money. hypex could maybe get dropped. He should be okay to buy himself with maybe an SMG. And then from there, if you can win that round, you've got that advantage moving forward. So Saw have put themselves in position to get into this game very early. We're on Overpass. Obviously, no chances whatsoever.
You know, 3-1 down, but at every single round, they've put themselves in a strong position.
Yeah, though Inferno's already looking much, much better than Overpass, where they were just outclassed.
Great opportunity for Saw to actually get into the game here. Let's see if GamerLegion can respond immediately, though. Like you said, they still got a good buy, especially with the save of 2 players. There's be 2 extra rifles in play, a little bit of extra cash. ZTR can drop for hypex. And a timeout taken here from Ash.
Yeah, that's in a good timeout as well. You also have to kind of forget about the first map if you're GamerLegion as well. You know, like that's also a sort of coach's job, is to be like, you want them to hang on to that confidence, but you don't want them coming into the second map thinking it's all going to be easy, and you don't want the same vibes as you had when you're up like 12-2 or whatever it is on the first map. You want them to be recentered and refocused. So he's also just saying, look, let's avoid this reset. No need for it whatsoever. Let's get back into this round. That was just a hiccup. We lost some fights. Buy back up and keep moving forward, keep running up this scoreboard. Round 5 coming in, it's rifles across the entire 10 players. No AWPs in play, utility abound for each squad. Everything's looking good, so a brawl to dictate who takes the economic advantage moving forward.
Well, starting 3B here, GamerLegion. Extra utility to be fired down Banana. The T send a double nade over the half wall. Molotov behind the sandbags. And then PR getting flashed into the peak just to make sure that no one's taking top Banana control. So GamerLegion went out the initial utility. They send a flash forward, and now they get PR into the fight. And it's an awkward duel, but PR, like Overpass, just winning every fight he gets involved in.
Yeah, even as Rez there to buddy up with him, just in case he was to fall for whatever reason or lose one of those engagements. Rez is there to pick up the pieces, but PR's just been too strong. Story gonna come through the smoke and taken down. It's Molotov and nade. The flashbang wasn't used by Crazy to activate him through the smoke. Could have been helpful.
Could have been. There goes Crazy. Up towards top Banana. PR on the sandbags. Crazy's gonna walk right into him, clears him off the top. And at least 1 kill here for Saw, but not going to get into a winnable position.
Yeah, the bomb is still down way back at the bottom of the ramp as well. So I mean, like on some level, you're not even yet trying to win the round whatsoever. These guys probably trying to grab a couple kills. And again, it's that feeling of we got them to the breaking point, and then they have such a strong round based off PR that it takes the pressure away. So they need some kills here in this 2v4. And if you're able to get a kill that allows you into the bomb site, that's even better. hypex and Taliesin to defend A. Saw's just going to back off with 20 seconds on the clock. Concede the situation, concede the round, rebuy, and try again in number 6.
Well, if you're GamerLegion, you're loving that response. You know, you lose 1 round, you just have to save. You've got PR going out into the Banana fight, and he just destroys them. There's no round to be had at that point.
Yeah, and you have no pressure on the A-bomb site, so those guys get to keep some utility as well. hypex and Taliesin both saving nade, Molotov, so it's a good amount of money. They don't have to reinvest. Only 1 M4 has to be rebought by GamerLegion. There's the peak. Mutiras kind of slides right into it based off of the sound cues. The second one's precise. That one's just easy. Maybe they had... Ooh, okay. He's angry.
Yeah, not happy about that at all. I mean, it's been a very frustrating series so far for Saw. A number of opportunities to kick off Inferno getting away from them, and once again, they're going to have a slow start to the map. And over on Overpass, obviously it was 11-1 in the first half, so I don't even think you can call that a slow start. They just didn't turn up.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering CT side Overpass as well. Just brutal. Just was a very, very quiet map for them.
But this is kind of the one of their last chances to really start to get going. You know, if they are going to have a decent start in this map, it's got to be now, because you've had your opportunities, you've got to the breaking point. This is your last really solid buy with everybody on the weapon of choice.
And again, I can't overemphasize how important the mentality is for like these kind of younger teams and newer teams having that kind of their first deep run as well.
Yeah.
It's just, again, the heartbreak of last night with the semifinal loss and then into the blowout of the first map. Like, you need something for this team to hang on, something positive. See if they can grab it here. Out of money after this is Saw. Crazy's got 2,200 built up, but everyone else below that 500 or less. So things looking sketchy.
Here's Rez on the run-up. And Towson breaking apart Saw. So, straight away into the round and pretty much out of it.
I mean, it's a bummer. It's almost like that. Again, I think that might be some level of inexperience in terms of they might have maybe should have called that play off or changed the timing of it, right? When there's that defensive flashbang from GamerLegion, they rattle off those shots in alt mid. That's GamerLegion's defense sensing that there's a potential for a fast play coming up middle, which is exactly what we saw Saul wanted to do, the pop flash swing. But once they kind of spot you earlier than you wanted it to, it might be a chance to just like kind of change the timing of things.
PR on the boost, peering over the top. He actually gets spotted, so at least one kill coming back. And so actually into the B-bomb side. Those kills have come back. GamerLegion have given up this round again.
Yeah, what is this? I mean, again, just another situation where PR boosted up. They shot at him and still didn't relinquish the position. ZTR empties the mag into the smoke, which is a fundamental no-no. And now a 3-on-3. No Molotovs, no smokes for the GamerLegion retake. They've got 2 kits, couple of flashbangs, a nade to flush somebody out into the open.
It doesn't seem too likely, though. Towson double kill has made it a lot more likely, as Mutira is yet to frag on this map. 0 and 5 is going to win out this 1v2. Time is ticking on. GamerLegion moving in, getting spotted. Mutiras, he gets taken out by Towson, who's back to the defuse, and Towson wins it on his own.
Another very close retake. Same thing happened in the A-bomb set as well in a 3-on-3, coming down to just one player. Saw can just not get it over the finish line.
Dude, that is Towson saving the round there for GamerLegion, though. That shouldn't have come down to that kind of scenario. GamerLegion had a 5v3 to kick things off. They're coming into a 2-man setup on that B-bomb site. A couple of mistakes allow Saul back into the round, and then you mentioned the lack of utility for a retake. It should have been way more difficult than it ended up being.
Towson even gets caught out by the fight on the guy on the back wall as well. Still manages to win it and double up. So yeah, this just continues to be just devastating for Saul.
Yeah, time
5-1 lead.
So slow right now for them. Here goes Rez down middle. And we're looking towards second mid, blocking out Agile. And actually got back to Boiler. Oh, Towson locking away. Any chance for Agile to have a fun round here?
At least funnels him perhaps towards the AWP on that low health. You can see hypex pushed up, peering down the hall stairs. With this timing, going to give it up as nobody swings into his gaze. And Towson's already backed off, so you're relinquishing mid as well. Boiler's now a danger point, so hypex, no point in him sticking around. Good call as Crazy starts clearing things out. So I'll go in through the motions. Next step is brackets control, and then we just see if they decide they want to execute onto the bomb site or work the map with that piece of control. Split towards the B bomb site, it looks like. Rez is aware of the potential.
Yeah, but it's just worried about them coming up long side. I think when now they disappeared, he has to realize that they're just paused inside of Arch.
Are they just coming back to A, I guess? Like maybe they're going to... Oh, this play at the B bomb site is going to try and pull Rez towards CT spawn. Oh, this is perfect. They've done it. This is actually brilliant from Saw. It looked a little bit of a head scratcher, but now that it comes into play,
Towson,
spectacular.
He's got to save them again, and he's gone for the second, just couldn't get it. Matiras gets into the pit. Bomb is going to be planted. Do you go for it again, Jason? You've been winning pretty much every retake.
I think money is not there for this kind of a risk on the retake. If you come over and Rez gets you an easy one, like right now, maybe you come back into things. But the way that Rez gets pulled out of position for that hit is lovely from Saw. What a great fake. I mean, obviously, I don't like that. There's got to be some pretty perfect circumstances for that to actually work, right? I don't think too often you'll see T-sides go put 3 people in CT arches and just let them kind of sit there for 15 seconds and wait for the B player to make his move. There's a lot of things that can go wrong in that scenario, but I think because they heard a footstep over in library, they felt confident just sticking around and changing position of attack. It's 5-2, Saw's on the board and still leaning on that weak financial situation for GamerLegion. But at least a positive takeaway from round 7 for them so they can start trying to build up on that. Build into this game, get some momentum, string rounds together. If you take the money away, all of a sudden Saw's going to even this up very, very quickly. So Inferno still under a lot of contention. Second timeout for GamerLegion. Ash took a timeout previously, their first when they hit economic issues as well. So right now, making sure when you're about to be reset, everyone's going to be on the same page. Give yourself the best chance to win it. Story's going to have that up on the T side as well. We've been waiting for that to click into action. I mean, nobody had it on Overpass in terms of any impact, so maybe here on Inferno, although oftentimes we see operas go away from the op on the T side. Story's going to stick with it at least in these next few rounds.
Story running up through Banana. Good position to gain on top of the logs and peering into the long corner. Now we have seen GamerLegion continue to reaggress in a great flashbang. Gets the AWP off the angle. PR selects his fight perfectly against Aragorn. Follow-up utility. The support from ZTR is making this so devastating as PR continues to batter his way down Banana.
And that's exactly how things happened in the first situation when they were low on money, was PR getting aggressive at the half wall and finding a double kill. Same idea again. Crazy has found some room to work with as they shift back from the Halls play, but can't get a kill at all. Towson's so prepared.
Yeah, very, very sharp there, Towson. Putting Mutiris and Agile into an impossible scenario, a 2v5. A minute left, Mutiris on 7 HP. And yeah, they're not actually in a position to even really go for anything here.
No, they're not.
So just hang back, hold on, and
yeah, it feels like it's got to be an extended save with Mutiris at 7 health.
I'm just not getting anything going here,
No.
Saul. You know, never just finding any patch of form where they can string rounds together. Every time you get them to the breaking point, PR breaking you.
Yeah, and the shame of it is they've had so many close rounds in this game, right?
Right.
Like so many advantages is the other side of like the 5-on-3 and the pistol, but even some of these post-plant retakes have come down into 1v1s, have been 3-on-2s in good situations and just cannot close it. Now, fortunately for Saw, because they've at least kept the money so low, you still have that reset available to you. It just feels really, really rough when none of it goes your way. Whenever that opportunity is there, it's GamerLegion who are the players to step up and have a big play.
Counter-terrorists win.
And the additional, like, I think the last time they had them at a breaking point in terms of their money, GamerLegion survived with 4 players. Now it's 5, and they recovered the AWP, so that's a free pass over to hypex. You've actually given them some benefits now, and you let them off the hook in a big way, so they already have a full buy built up behind them again. Second timeout from Saw, desperately wanting to find the success they need to take the money completely away from GamerLegion. Now having a chance to talk over their own cash flow. Mutiris can drop it. It means he wouldn't have any additional utility for the round. Aragorn and Story can buy themselves. Crazy's the one who's kind of hurting. So dictating whether they want to drop him an AK, maybe goes down to a Galil, an SMG if they want nades from him. And we'll get started at around 9, see if Saw can build up into this game. They win rounds 4, round 7. They've had plenty of bomb plants through this stretch. Unfortunately, 2 rounds timed out where they've simply had no chances. And they realign to close out the half. Round 9 begins. A lot of attention towards PR yet again.
Yeah, this time a lot of fire at his feet, so he can't stick around, he can't stay committed. Saw have won the fight for top Banana. GamerLegion gonna just hunker down inside of the B site instead.
Yeah, now that they have this fight, it forces this shift of rotation, but it'll be interesting to see where Saw decide to go if they want to actually back all the way off. They don't have anyone kind of towards Hall's control. This looks like they just want to have some presence. Agile turns into a little bit of a lurker in middle, wants to cut off the flanks. But you got to get in first, and that's been difficult in its own right. And just a little bit of puff in the chest from GamerLegion sends Saw packing to the other bomb site, walking down Banana all the way back towards middle, walking right into the AWP of hypex. Although, hold the phone, they've realigned to have some kind of a palace play. But that's the round kind of already, yeah, you're done. Because you had no presence here earlier. Okay, Rez just wanted to kill a chicken.
Yeah, well,
it was an accurate one tap, though.
It was clean. It was one of the cleaner shots for sure. hypex also landing one of his own, and now with 29 seconds left, Aragorn and Agile going in for the finish. But they are finished off by Taliesin once again, and ZTR with the final kill. 7-2 as GamerLegion continue to rack up a beautiful defense.
We saw this previously in the half when the A defenders were able to save some utility. I think both of them had 2 Molotovs and 2 HE grenades. This time they had a smoke, but because there's no presence in halls, it was never taken by Saw. Because no one's ever actually challenging and showing presence behind anything at the A bomb site because the entire team was on the other side of the map. Defenders have smokes until late, so you want to execute that really late round like pop hit that you switch into, and he takes the option away from you. It's just absolutely brutal Saw coming back into this, and just getting beat, I think. I mean, that's a round where obviously you just don't look far enough into the future of what's going to come in that scenario. Never thought you'd have the B bomb site eventuality taken away from you.
Well, now they don't really have the resources to even really fight for top Banana, get PR off the car, and they'll just keep re-smoking it, maintaining a powerful area on the map. And because of that, you can see 4 players leaning towards an A setup right now for GamerLegion. So if Saw do commit into the A bomb site, it's going to be almost impossible to break apart what GamerLegion have put in play. So,
oh, I can't believe nobody peeks with that flash. It was actually kind of perfect. There's the peek. hypex at the corner, though. Mac-10 finishes things off. Smoke towards middle. hypex still wants to stand and challenge, make them come on through this. Another smoke coming in. ZTR can shift into the bomb site whenever he feels, and that moment is now.
Taliesin ready at Geo. Gonna beat out the fight. Important jewel being picked up here. Nice shot from hypex. Trying to show some really stylish moves in this series. Look at ZTR. Ooh. Oh my god, there's another one from hypex. It looked like ZTR was going to be guaranteed that kill, but hypex is fragging eventually. He meets his limit. And Story now climbing up onto the balcony. ZTR's disappeared behind the smoke. The rotation towards library coming through. ZTR is actually repositioned all the way without being spotted.
Yeah, this is nasty. Story just got checkmated, and he doesn't even realize it yet. Peek gonna come over from library, and he's second. Okay, okay, not quite a checkmate, maybe just a regular check.
Well, let's see if PR can win this one out. Utility on towards the plant spot. 9 seconds left. Story feeling like he has to commit inside of the bomb site. That gives time for PR to close the gap, close the distance. Story could still win it if he lands the quick kill, and he will. The Khalil with a 3K picked up. An individual moment from Story to get an extra round for Saw.
Well done. He does actually confuse ZTR at the end of the day. It was a nice reposition, but ZTR expected him never to be up on top of the balcony. One of the most unlikely rounds it feels for them to have taken away from this whole thing, considering all the other scenarios they've been in. That was the one they were at the largest disadvantage, and Story still comes out on top. So well done for a 3rd round on this T side. 2 rounds remaining in the half. And again, you've missed too many chances of breaking the money of GamerLegion. You have another one here, but the impact is only going to be felt for 1 round, which would still be a great thing to have. You just don't have those long-term consequences to take advantage of.
Yeah, Matira is getting absolutely annihilated by utility. ZTR gets his head knocked off. Opening kill for Saw. And a lot of the success that PR's had in Banana has been set up by ZTR's utility support. He doesn't have that this time. He's hung out to dry, and if they spam that car down, PR's just dead.
Yeah, that's the risk he's taking, but meanwhile, if they turn the corner and fight Rez, PR's going to be able to get 1 or 2 in cleanup as soon as he swings, so he's going to play off contact, and he's loving they're coming in this direction.
Keeps his head down, and actually, Aragorn boosted up, spotted out both.
Okay.
So Rez and PR both taken away at the B-bomb, so I saw going to get a 4th round, and that last victory from Story turns out to be the turning point in this half.
Hold the phone. Let's see how motivated GamerLegion is to retake. I don't think
Look
it's
how
gonna
far
be,
away
yeah,
Taliesin is.
I know, but you know, sometimes maybe.
Another chicken death. God damn it.
It's brutal.
Well, 5 rounds would be kind of impressive for Saw considering how this half has went.
It'd be really surprising considering how this half has went and how it's felt, to be quite honest with you. This felt like Saw hasn't even really been in this game yet since the series began. So 7-4, now they are within striking distance, and as you mentioned, a good advantage to get up towards 5. Losing bonus is not there for GamerLegion, so what, around like $2,000 most of the players will have ZTR 1400. It's not going to be a pretty buy into this last round, 1900, excuse me. Taliesin can drop an M4 over, so that's going to help out quite a bit. And Saw looking for that final round of the half to get him as close as humanly possible to making a bid for this 3rd, 4th place finish. They want that 3rd place, that bronze medal. $75,000 for 3rd place, $43,000 for 4th place. So a little bit of extra cash as well as a parting gift if you're able to win this series.
And like I said on Overpass, I'm not counting GamerLegion out of any round in this series.
That was a really bold statement on Overpass, let me tell you.
Yeah, it definitely on Overpass.
Were you feeling nervous when you made that statement at 12-1?
No, but now, you know, I feel like it has more weight to it on Inferno, Jason. So let's see how this pans out. Red's just going to walk. Oh my goodness, 3 kills on the MP9, and there you go.
Oh
see,
my
I told
Lord.
you, Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
They win every round if they want it.
That's egregious.
How does he get 3? Just the cleanup from Rez, just walking through the smoke.
It's also the impact of having a map like Overpass and having such a strong half on Inferno as well so far as you're not like super concerned about the consequences of walking through a smoke like that. You're just like, well, you know, I can probably pull this off at this point.
Yeah.
And there's no saving in this round for Saw, so Crazy and Aragorn have to give it a shot.
Yeah, they're going to go towards PR and hypex. You'll have Rez rotating in soon. Flash ineffective on hypex. Good shot though. PR off first oranges. Aragorn to topple. Crazy with the 1v5 and won't even get a single kill in the last round of the half here, Saw. So 8 rounds secure for GamerLegion CT side of Inferno. Looking for a 3rd place finish here at PGL Masters Bucharest 2025.
It's been so casual today. Like, there's just like not a lot of energy in this game at the moment. From when we saw the cheering through the quarters and semifinals, it just feels like GamerLegion's like, well, this has just been kind of been so easy and so simple that we're sort of just hanging out and having a good time. And Saw's just like, well, we can't even get going. Like, we would love to have something to cheer about. We just can't find it at all. A long road ahead. It seems silly to mention it at this stage, but Nuke would be a 3rd and deciding map in this series if Saw somehow can muster up the energy to fight for Overpass. And I mean, I think at this point too, like I don't know what the mood is within the team. I would assume it's pretty quiet over there on the Saw side of things. But this is where, like, as a coach, you're just like, boys, we beat these guys on this map, you know, back in the group stage. We beat him on this map in double overtime, and we had the conversation afterwards that it should have never gotten a double overtime. So where's that confidence gone? Where's that belief gone? And this is where you're hanging on anything you possibly can to get the guys to latch onto something to make it feel like this game is winnable still. And it is winnable. Get the pistol round, you're right back into it.
Well, let's see if they can win the pistol round then. Saw on the CT side, starting with 4 players in the A bomb site, 1 over towards B. And Story just going to be jiggling top middle, not spotting anything just yet.
A decoy.
Looks kind of weird in the hand. I never really inspect with a decoy.
Yeah, I never really buy decoys, so...
But it's very useful for this one case. You know, checking if someone's around the corner.
I did. I leaned forward like ZTR was going to have like the answer we've all been looking for the decoy. I was like, "Ooh, what's he got to do with that?" He's just.
Well, that is a pretty cool usage of it. You see if someone's on the half walk, it's a sound cue.
Okay, I see where we went with that. Sure.
Yeah. Rez going to be going out long. Crazy just peeking out, and then Story's in the archway. Comes into the open. Taliesin, he's going to fall. And we've got an advantage now for Saw. So you said win the pistol round. It's the first step of coming back into this. But GamerLegion have been so good. And remember the pistol round in the first half? Saw were up. And all of a sudden, hypex pulled it back. But hypex is dead now, and there's no way PR's winning a 1v4. So Saw do win a pistol round here on Inferno.
Yeah, there was no strength in that attack whatsoever. Just the kills coming out that whittles them down, but it feels like they didn't even get any of the fights they were actually looking for whatsoever. A great pistol round from Saw. Okay, that's what we needed, boys. Now, convert this second one and it's all good. Convert this second one if GamerLegion buy. You probably feel like they're probably not going to invest without the bomb plant with only 1 kill. So you're pretty confident that you can have a nice, easy round here. Get it up to 6. You're within 2. And Saw's already, at that point, ready to party. Give us one more.
Yeah, musician Towson right there. Well, this round is going to be pretty weak. We're not going to see too much happen. A little cooking in the kitchen, a little bell ringing.
Yeah, it's the French timeout, right? Like you're just hanging out so they can have an extra chit chat.
I want to get going on this T side. I want to make sure they close the series 2-0 today.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they'd love to just get out of here quick, and that first map was nice and fast for them. For Saw, though, I mean, we touched on when we casted their game, they just really haven't been involved in a whole lot of top events. Like, this is the obviously the best result they've had for some time, playing in things like the Radio Popular Roman Imperium Cup 2. Probably played in the first one as well, the Omen Roman Imperium Cup 1.
Omen Roman, it's just so ridiculous.
They had that great run back at Fisher Playground where they made the semifinals. It's the exact same thing that happened here and a loss there, so haven't been able to get past that top 4 position, but just haven't seen a lot of Saw. And obviously, the 2025 for them has been a little bit tumultuous with that switch into a full Portuguese roster, or I mean, away from the full Portuguese roster into something more international.
Having a Polish and British player,
and then switching back. You know, they've kind of gone back and forth on things.
Yeah, well, here we go. Remember GamerLegion's T side at Overpass? It was crazy scary. So let's see if Saw are able to deal with the T side of GamerLegion on Inferno.
Yeah, if PR is going to be giving you the beans on opening kills here on Inferno, it's gonna end very fast for GamerLegion. Saw desperately trying to get us to a third map. Nuke would be in the cards, and Aragorn's going to push all the way deep down Banana. Great information and a great point of defense for the rest of this round.
Yeah, a good amount of control to establish here for Aragorn.
Okay, take middle, then take it slow. Heard the call
Astralis
through the comms from ZTR. Fake Astralis into a GamerLegion, into a heroic. Maybe a Na'Vi finish. So they've taken middle, they've shown brackets control, they've denied the information with the left mid smoke. In fact, Story's backing off, so not going to be in position to take any kind of a peek. So this follow-up smoke set towards Rap side, Library and Arches might make him a little bit nervous. Towards the B bomb site we go. Aragorn's got the spot, lights the beacons, he needs help.
Utility coming in, Aragorn going to play in behind sandbags, peeks into the open, they all line up. No issue
way.
for Aragorn on 1 magazine and the MP9. Rapidly destroys every plan from GamerLegion. You can hear them chit-chatting about the play, the elaborate moves they wanted to conduct across the map.
I thought they would have known he was there. I thought they would have known he wasn't able to get away. Crazy does go down to PR, but 20 seconds and you were not winning this round. And I think if you're Saw, just line up to make sure he can't escape with this AK-47. Take everything away. This is the exact round you needed to get back into the game. Aragorn's just giving it to you with an ace. All 5 kills and an impressive quad kill with the MP9. But shout out to Mutiris. The flashbang, the supportive element is so perfect.
And that has just swept the win out of GamerLegion. Look at this, the peek out, they all line up. I mean, that's the exact kind of lineup you always dream of.
I just could have sworn someone was gonna turn and clear sandbags.
Eventually,
for sure.
yeah. They get blinded as well, just at the timing of his push out, his peek out. It's perfectly played by Saw. And now they're 1 round away from tying this game up, and they should, because GamerLegion only have pistols.
It's actually exactly what GamerLegion didn't want to happen, not even in terms of the scoreboard. Just a round like that for an individual player on the other side. That's what fires a team up and brings them back into maps, gets them switched on. So GamerLegion, you have to start operating with the mentality that this is going to get much more difficult than it's been up to this point. Deagle's Tech-9's a little bit of utility, some things for GamerLegion to play with and try and find some kills, try and find a chance to get into a bomb site. Very passive defense set up. You have 4 players over at the A bomb site. Everyone backed off. Up in library. Bucharest over in the cubby. Agile and Crazy at the bomb site. Again, just Aragorn trusting him alone here, jumping for information top banana. But when this hit comes, it's going to come quick.
Yeah, Aragorn going to block out B. And Talents are going to be charging through on the Tech-9. It's going to be Aragorn immediately taken out. If you have a big round like that in the previous, though, and you concede a round like this, Jason, that might just vacuum all the success that you feel.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they kept 4 players at the A bomb site that entire time. I guess maybe predicting a Halls pop, but now they have a very difficult retake coming in, and they don't have utility to flush players out into the open. Only 2 flashes.
Well, an AK for Taliesin. In an elevated 4 position, Muteris gets spotted. Taliesin's going to take 1, then drop down into Dark. This could get very disappointing for Saw very quickly. They're trying this retake. They're not getting any closer. Another kill in favor of GamerLegion. Agile with a couple, but time is ticking. Stories P250 finding impact, but hypex delivering Agile with the kill. He'll get the kit. He'll get to the defuse. It's still going to be close, but if Saw pulled it off, have they got the retake? Yes! With 0.9 seconds left.
How do you lose that bomb site? How do you lose that in the retake? That's my feeling. It's great for Saw. That's a brilliant retake going on. But how do you lose that if you're GamerLegion in a 5-on-3?
It's in the way that they lost it too, right? They got all the initial kills on the post plant.
Yeah, you get an easy kill into the bomb site.
Like, where does Taliesin go from here? How is he forced out of position? Because as you mentioned, there's no utility coming in. He drops into Dark. Like, this should be the spot to the end of the round.
Let's find out. We're not going to see that one, but yeah, I mean, look, Agile did hit a banger back towards hypex, who was playing at triple boxes, so fair play there, but still, man, with that kind of an advantage in terms of manpower at the hardest bomb site to retake, feels like another missed opportunity for GamerLegion. They're starting to pile up now.
Yeah. In the first half, you had that story clutch that really shouldn't have gone their way, and now you're letting Saw start to get going here. Taliesin going to be wall back. Good trade from Reds.
ZTR going to step forward. 3 players in banana. And you still have PR over at the A bomb site just being a presence. Molotov smoking left mid. Trying to keep as many defenders here at this bomb site as possible. Trying to keep them worried about it. Hypex going to take a deep angle into the B bomb site. 2 defenders here. They don't have to go through that at all. They can wait this one out. However, Aragorn does have another smoke, and they'd probably have to go through that one.
PR sees the barrel, Crazy to fall, with Agile to respond, and a 3v3. GamerLegion going to be trying to finish on this B bomb site. Still 2 players over here. Materis is just going to walk through that CT smoke. Are they going to be ready for it? Oh my god, it doesn't matter. Materis through the smoke, dropping ZTR. Aragorn stopping hypex from having impact, and it's all fallen to Rez.
If he can get this bomb down, he can get this, though. While the smoke is still up, he's got a little bit of time. There's the plant, and Muteris going to come on through. So round's done. Good play. Well done from Saw. A great defense.
Yeah, they're back in the series.
Oh, they've at least started the series, I guess.
Yeah,
not so much back in it.
Yeah,
they're just
in it
beginning
for the
now.
first time.
Yeah.
Well, Nuke the 3rd map, starting to feel like Saw getting into gear to take us there. GamerLegion, they had their opportunities in the second half. They haven't been able to take any of them, and Ash is asking for a timeout.
Yeah, I think that's probably the stress coming in on their side of things, is having the advantage in the 5-on-3 at the B bomb site, losing the 1v2 to Story for that 4th round. There's been a couple moments where they've been able to take a stronger grip on this map, and they haven't actually come out with any sort of a bigger lead. And now all of a sudden, 5 in a row to start the second half for Saw. I have to imagine the vibes have completely shifted. GamerLegion even burning their 3rd timeout. Remember, Ash used 2 in the first half with them in the lead as their money was on the verge of being broken twice. So this is the only chance he's going to have to choose to get involved in the conversation. From here on out, it's relying on Saw calling timeouts.
I mean, they get themselves into good positions. It's kind of a similar story we're talking about with Saw in the first half on their T side, right? They're like, in the first few rounds, they were finding themselves in solid spots. They were just losing retakes and clutches going against them. GamerLegion in that same position now on their T side. They're going to be grouping up for what is going to be a very likely A play. You've got 3 players here for Saw. One of them, Story, who found the early impact in the previous round towards Banana. This time at the archway. It's a leg shot on towards ETR. Eventually finished off. They try and overwhelm the Story, but he's handled the pressure very well. And a kill on the 5-7, removing Rez.
Yeah, really well done. And without any kills, without any impact on that Rap side, the rest of this attack feels like it's just going to fall flat. hypex creeping up towards the hay cart. Towson and PR ready to swing as well. They need a great banger headshot from that Deagle. And it's not going to happen. Doesn't even fire off a shot. This is 10 now. Double digits for Saw in complete control as PR is forced back in an impossible scenario.
Yeah, it's not gonna feel good right now for GamerLegion in terms of just how the second half has gone.
6 straight now for Saw. Like you just feel like you now feel like how you made Saw feel in Overpass. Like there was like no chance. Like there's nothing you can do to win a round. And remember, Saw had to outlast not only the memory of the first map, but the memory of the first like 6 rounds of play, which was them being in advantages and GamerLegion winning every clutch, every post plan, every scenario was going in their favor. So this was a very easy game for Saw to get buried in. They've withstood that pressure and survived it, and then Aragorn delivers you the ace to get everybody fired up.
Well, Saw just about to force a 3rd map in this 3rd place decider. AKs to boot for GamerLegion. 3 players in the A bomb site. For Saw, it's 2 starting B, one of them the AWP, and it's dead first. ZTR to wallbang through the car, and does put Aragorn in a tough spot. No one's rotating to help him on B yet. Now they will send Meteoris on over.
But if you're GamerLegion, you're feeling like this one has to be capitalized on. I mean, you've been blanked in this half. You have an opening kill. You have a 5-on-4 advantage. Now you're feeling like this is the territory where you get to start inflicting some pain on the defensive side of things.
An Apartments fight falls in favor of Rez. So no longer just the one-man advantage. GamerLegion can't afford to let this one go. They come into the right bomb site. There's only a single player here. Rotating back is Meteoris. Crazy's waiting in the mini pit. He's got to go massive, and there's no kill for him. PR starting to get warmed up again.
Yeah, him and Rez, just the Bash brothers in this round. 2 kills for PR. Rez, the 1 frag that we saw earlier up in Halls, but they've just broken GamerLegion in. So 9 rounds for T-side now. Aragorn's going to recover the AWP, but actually, even without a great economy and without great money, GamerLegion want the hunt. This is a vibe, dude. Like, to go on a hunt when you really have no cash and you can't really risk too much, risk these AKs a whole lot. To go for this kind of a hunt against the AWP is you like really sending the message that you're here to get the win. As they get towards top banana, just back off.
They got to the edge, Jason.
I know.
They were like, you know,
they walked me all the way there, didn't they?
Yeah. Never got the finish you were looking for.
No, not at all.
9 rounds for GamerLegion.
Got a little bit of a mess on our hands, don't we? High fives around for GamerLegion. Head op is brought forward into the next round. They don't give it the stylish finish. Passed over to Story, who's been solid with it. 10-9. Round 20. ZTR trying to call his boys back into this game. He's got Rez and PR, the stars of the previous round. Some hot hands on Overpass as well. 13 on PR, 15 on Rez. Aragorn to that ace earlier is up to 14, but it's Story who's the standout for Saw. 19 kills, 12 deaths for the Opera of Saw.
Smoke gonna fade away. Story not being peeked yet. They'll clear the half wall, make sure no one's close behind it. Story's ready to punish a peek, a swing. Well, he looked a little bit deep anyway, so if there was a player playing on the half wall, would be able to maintain their position very likely. Smoking out towards long. And Rez has the space to play with. Now remember his work that he was doing on the T side of Overpass. He was quite often so successful on his own at just grabbing opening kills.
Another smoke likely at the end of Halls, so I think PR is going to get stalled out yet again. Really trying to force this Halls hit. So what's the change up? The utility just came out as well. So going to walk towards Boiler and likely turn the Halls player into a lurk and might try and force their way up short. Smokes are for Rap side though. One player pit, one player bomb site.
Oh, Crazy's timing on the nade. It's going to soften them up a lot. Heavy grenade damage done to GamerLegion. Here's the peek out from Crazy from default. CTR going to fall. 17 seconds, limited time, and Crazy still going, still standing, and Crazy just sweeping them away. The bomb plant will be secured though, and down into a 2v2.
Yeah, nice trade with all the low HP going on there. Rez doing great work, being the point of attack. One kill, but traded off by hypex to get the bomb in safely. No utility for the T side to set up anything in the choke points. 2 flashbangs for Saw to use. They've got a kit in the hands of Story.
Where's his gun? He's got P250, he's got an M4 now, he picks it up in library.
I don't know, but they haven't seen the lane player yet. They haven't even considered it. Hypex might just go down for free.
Yeah, he will. Look at this. Aragon just walks into the bomb site. Taliesin gets flashed just as he was trying to trade effectively on the timing. And now he's stuck.
Story's
now he's locked in. Story's on the defuse. Taliesin's got to get to it, and Aragorn protects him. Another round gets away from GamerLegion.
Yeah, really, I mean, tough scenario with the low HP inside the bomb site, but, you know, up in Halls, you could really only, they were kind of both focused on the same position. Both of them looking towards library, despite the fact there were 2 players to find. Nobody really took initiative in that scenario to be the player to look towards short, to play in pit, kind of jiggle that, grab information. Just got hunkered down in tunnel vision towards the wrong direction. A good hold, and you nailed it. It's the utility work. It's the double nade at the corner just as they're about to turn it that softens everybody up. Makes this as easy as possible. Saw just 2 rounds away from a 3rd map, as unlikely as it feels after watching Overpass, after watching the first half of Inferno. A 7-1 run in this second half has primed them to come back in this 3rd, 4th place decider series.
Tyrus and Aragorn going back towards the library. Rez gonna walk through the archway. ZTR needs to respond, needs to win the fight. And he picks up Tyrus. He blocks out Aragorn. Teammate hypex has some success. Once again, Crazy at delivery. Aragorn walks back through that library smoke. hypex not able to stop Crazy. And Taliesin a long way off getting involved in this one.
Yeah, this GamerLegion offense that we kind of talked up due to its performance on Overpass, it's limp here on Inferno. It's getting nothing done. No strength behind it. Those opening kills that we were seeing on the first map in this series, not even close to coming out. Individually, they look like they've lost a little bit of confidence, a little bit of assertiveness peeking into these fights. Taliesin's just looking for anything clean. 30 seconds, he could still win it if they give him the duels.
Nice shot. Clean in the first, but as soon as he peeks out into the open, Story ready to take him out of the sky. Well, GamerLegion have to fight their way back into overtime if they want to win this one.
Yeah, 3 chances, though, for Saw to close it out. Remember, I mentioned when they played this map in the group stage, these 2 teams, 19-16 victory for Saw in double overtime. So might have another OT on the cards for these guys on the very same map. They've got to be sick of playing each other here on Inferno at this point.
Yeah, enough rounds played, I think.
And that's another layer, too, is just like, you know, so much of this with all the experience played in this tournament alone on Inferno. Individuals are going to start taking some initiative and making some creative decisions to try and confound the expectations of what their opponents have from that first match.
Story misses the timing now as GamerLegion transition into Banana. They've got PR lurking while everybody else is up through Banana itself. CTR can't stick around anymore. Utility will make his life very uncomfortable. We're on board with Story as he looks top middle. As ZTR now responding on B. The smoke will come in front of his face again, and he's going to have to wait. Maybe set up a boost, get his teammate up. Crazy was aware of that possibility, decides to drop away from the coffins. Going to get some extra util from his teammate. Now the boost comes up. Taliesin unable to make the most of it. Story communicating. One player is in boiler. GamerLegion going to be leaving banana, going back into middle.
Yeah, this is a nice reposition as well. Lord, 3 players to the B bomb site. Saw might be feeling, we've stopped you at the A bomb site a number of times. You don't have the courage to go here, but they're wrong.
Or perhaps they have confidence in the Story op. It'll play under the porch, but it's blinded. It's forced off the ankle. Good utility from GamerLegion. Good hunt on Story.
hypex knows the op can't get away.
Yeah, and Agile is going to be pinned on the box in the site, having to deal with a long push and a short push. Just gets wrapped on. A team ding coming in on res. And the fall away here from Saw, as they will not be able to compete for this one. GamerLegion prolonging play on Inferno and keeping that opportunity of overtime alive.
Yeah, and obviously a smart call to just save the weapons for Saw. The worst eventuality you could get in this kind of a scenario is losing all your weapons and all your money and be unable to fight for that final round, which dictates overtime if it gets there. So backing off, money is going to be no problem from here on forward. But just a straight-up nice execute. One single flash. hypex knows the op doesn't have the time to get around the corner into safety, chases it down, and then you just got one defender to clear out. So lovely stuff from GamerLegion, but only their 2nd round in this half.
Terrorists win.
An 8-2 run from Saw. And 2 opportunities, 2 chances to take us to Nuke in regulation for Saw remain.
ZTR calling for the troops to listen to him.
Yeah, I heard him say something about instant middle, but I couldn't tell if he wanted to go instant middle or if he was saying the op is going to go instant middle. Like Story's going to go instant middle. Let's find out together.
Maybe it's the instant middle smoke. Well, we've got hypex going to go for that mid peak straight away.
Instantly, some would say.
Yeah, some would say instantly. Perhaps ZTR might. Well, they've got the space up through mid.
Oh, they're just going to hit a timing on this. That's ZTR saying they're doing the 3B start, so let's just get up middle as fast as possible. Defense here at the A bomb site already having issues. Look at all the utility forced out immediately from the Saw defense. Smoke in towards Halls. Molotov on Rap side.
Yeah, I gotta start drifting that 3rd player back from B. One on the site, one on the balcony. Can still be strong enough here for Saw to close out the map. Let's see if GamerLegion can find success on the kills into the bomb site. ZTR to charge through Crazy. Will they spot Agile up on the balcony? We need a response, and Agile provides 2. PR finally getting rid of him, but it's a 3v3. And Saw, it's up to you whether or not you want to go for this one.
They should at least investigate, see if they can get a cheeky kill, especially with Story's op. You have a nade for PR's position, although it's not going to take the kill. But definitely see if in these next 10, 15 seconds you can get one frag to make this a 3-on-2 while this smoke is still up.
Getting double in position pit in the apartments.
Yeah, double pit's going to be hard to break into, though.
Yeah, especially with the lack of utility. You don't have the flames to force PR out of the position. Making steps now. They know exactly where the next threats are coming from. Smoke fades away. hypex gets a second. The descent down from Bucharest. He nearly spins around for it. Time was taken on anyway, but 11 rounds here for GamerLegion. We get into the last round of regulation. Will it be overtime again between GamerLegion and Saw? And will Saw bring us to Nuke?
A couple financial issues with deciding to go for that retake and full committing. Now, they do that because they have so much money behind them, but a couple players right at like 3,700, 3,800. So utility and, you know, some missing details that they'll have. Good closeout from Towson, springing him from his position inside the bomb site. And Saw take their final timeout. The final conversation to have, it gives Ash a chance to talk to his boys also. They used their 3rd rounds ago. But Saw trying to come up with a plan to close out this final round. I do not want to mess with overtime. They've already experienced a team coming back, forcing overtime on a 2nd map. Just last night, they had that heartbreak. So deja vu as well for Saw as they're battling the demons they were just introduced to in the semifinals here in Bucharest. MP9 on Mutiris, he's got to descend down to the weaker weapon to get all the nades that he'd like. He's also got the only kit across the team, so any kind of post-plant, keep an eye on him.
TTR lining up the nade towards Aragorn. Takes a little bit of damage. Here's the apartment setup, and PR usually so good in these scenarios. He loses the fight against Crazy, and the advantage is here for Saw.
He might have spotted like the elbow or something of first player and just kind of got his attention pulled away at the worst possible moment for that follow-up peek. Good opening kill provided by Crazy, and now the AWP in position to put a stop to this up middle. But remember, that flashbang ruined his life in the previous round. Looks like Rez might just challenge Dry and somehow gets away with it. Story, 1 kill for him, not another.
Yeah, not pretty that. Rez, awkward fight that pillar protecting the AWP. Once you know you're going to give him a re-peek, you know your time is limited on the server. A minute left on the clock. Saw still ahead. The extra player to work with. Can GamerLegion figure this out? ZTR, hypex, and Taliesin. They're missing out on Rez and PR, which have been so incredible for them throughout the series.
This is going to be a fake, I think, from ZTR. Obviously, the bomb sticking around in middle, but ZTR maybe just going to pick up a little extra utility. Might just be going to see if there's any kind of a push. Wants to make sure that Saw doesn't have a quick flank coming in. However, with the man advantage and with no pressure at the B bomb site, Saw have brought that third player over to CT spawn. That's Aragorn. And now he's shifting away. So the slow pace of GamerLegion has made Saw double guess everything. No molly for this position.
Well, it's Crazy peeking up, 10 seconds, bomb is down, follow-up kill, and Nuke it is to decide who is going to finish third here at PGL Masters Bucharest. Saw get it done in regulation, no overtime required this time.
They've got to be breathing a sigh of relief that didn't go to overtime. I feel like deja vu, a very scary Halloween deja vu was probably running in the back of Saw's mind there.
Yeah, that would have been heartbreaking if the same way that they threw away that nuke yesterday would have happened on this map. Honestly, a nice adjustment towards the...
Rez and PR looking sick today, and hypex had his moments as well. It could be a real barn burner to decide who's finishing third at this competition.
Yeah, actually, the Oppers have shown some things today in this series. Both Story and hypex have had their moments, haven't really built together anything crazy in terms of a complete performance across the series, but in their moments where they've been called upon, both of them have had good sequences for themselves. It's actually a better win rate for Saw on this map, 64%, although we kind of highlighted some of the events they've been to throughout 2025, so the level of competition isn't quite at the same level that GamerLegion's faced off against. Who's going to be starting on the T side, attacking into Saw's defense? Dualies on Story. A Zeus on Agile, upper bomb site rush.
Yeah, Aragorn going to be on top of the hut. Agile never going to pull that Zeus out. He gets overrun, and GamerLegion with a simple but effective pistol round to kick things off here on Nuke. They're into the bomb site, plant is secured, but Story with a flick on over has dealt with PR's aggression. So all of a sudden, a 3v3, Story going again, ripping them to shreds with a dual Berettas, and he just won't stop. Story wins the round here, and we're just talking about the Operas. We had hypex delivering a ridiculous pistol 4K over on Inferno on the CT side, and now Story's done the same here on Nuke.
Yeah, nobody can apparently touch him at all. They have even doubled up over in lobby. The kind of swing through the smoke at Squeak Door might have been a little bit late to be perfectly timed, but still have an advantage coming through it into that fight. And for how good this starts, it ends so poorly for GamerLegion. Yeah, a little bit late, but that brilliant shot from Story, and nobody can contain the dualies. And at this point, hypex is just stuck inside the bomb site with nowhere to go. That's a shocking way for the pistol round to turn. And AWP is in the hands of Story already. Knows the second round buy is coming in with that bomb plant, and he just gets the AWP out immediately. Now, there is no head armor on it, so keep our eyes on that. Smoke wall outside. Third smoke coming into the mix. Looks like they want to wrap in through this smoke wall in towards Mini. Smoke broken open. That's what Mutiris is expecting at the moment, but they're going to slide just behind it. Mutiris hears all this. Sound cues are there. So they've dropped 2 defenders into the lower bomb site. Story's AWP has shown up away from ramp room. That's covered by Crazy. And then you have Aragorn with his MP9.
That little MP9.
That little MP9, it can do a lot.
It can do a lot. Here he goes again. Line up 2 players, and he just does it again.
Yeah, that's the bomb as well. He actually
so
doesn't
good
even
with
need to
it.
open the door. It's like, come get it. Come have fun.
Come take it off me. Well, hypex is going to try. He's going to take a lot of damage on board, though, in that engagement. So down to a 2v3. It would be a better scenario if both players had a little bit more health, but they don't. And now Agile's going to hear them relocating up the top of the vent. It would take a big miss as well as a great shot here. And Agile should be taking at least one, and he will. So hypex going down, Story will come on up, and the cleanup should be there on PR. Confirmed by Story's AWP. 2-0 start for Saw and preventing GamerLegion from finding success on that force buy.
Pissed around quad kill, double kill in this one for Story. I'm interested to see if he actually builds this momentum, this hot start individually into just a great half. If he's going to start feeling confident and feeling the flow of the game, moving around the map with that AWP is going to ruin the day of GamerLegion. $30,000 on the line, the difference between 3rd and 4th place here at PGL Bucharest. Winner of this map takes that extra cash to the bank.
PR going to be off to the trophy room. Neither of these teams going to see that, at least, but $30,000, not bad at all. We're going to see Crazy holding down for the double kill. PR and hypex walking right in towards him, melting them away on the M4. Materos has come over to get involved as well, and Agile having some fun. So Saw might just keep everybody up, and in fact they do. So 5 players survive. Money starting to grow nicely here on the CT side of things. And this half is going to be tough from now on for GamerLegion, because we talk about the T side being so good on Overpass, but the T side was not great on Inferno, and now you've got to show us your T side on Nuke, and you have to win all these gun rounds. If you want to come back into the half, you've got to do it the hard way.
And I think the problem too is if you want to talk about how good their T side was on Overpass, I mean that's a map that Saw have played 3 times, have a 0% win rate on, so
right.
there's that kind of deficiency to it. But also, GamerLegion in that map was just rushing into the B bomb site and getting headshots everywhere they looked. Nuke, especially now that you have the CT side early on with money and with utility, never going to be able to have a clean rush in the same way. There's always going to be Molotov, flashbangs, and nades in your face. So this half could get sketchy, and this first gun round is going to tell us a lot.
Yeah, smoke's trickling outside. I mean, Tyrus is committed up towards Glaive and a committed position at the moment for him. Rez is the only player outside that could deal with him, and Crazy's even coming up to assist with Tyrus. So Rez is going to have a tough time outside. And Crazy will be the man to take the kill on Rez.
Yeah, good read of the situation. That was a play. Nobody in ramp room from the start, went directly to Secret. Now you've got 2 players coming back to defend and harass this bomb site take. Nice and easy, another kill for Saw.
Yeah, Crazy doing well here in this round. Another impactful moment. Mateus is around to the double doors. It's Towson and PR trying to fight GamerLegion back into contention of round 4. They've done a decent job at it. It's a 3v3, but that bomb's still yet to be planted.
Yeah, now it's going to be really hard to put it down because actually everyone's arrived. 1 in ramp room, 2 over in the vents, although Agile and Mutiris seem a little bit nervous about shuffling in, so they're going to hold pat for the moment, but not a lot of utility for GamerLegion to put down to help block these lines of sight. They have to aggressively clear parts of the map so that they can have the safety to plant.
And that's putting Saw in better positions here with a little bit of extra time to play with and set up, but no one decides that they want to go through decon. The door's closed, so they're going to go towards double. Let's see if they can clear out PR on the stairway control. He's going to play with Towson with the double door swing into the double peak, and Towson doesn't even require a teammate.
Was there nade in hands? There's no shot from Agile at all. He had no supportive element to that, not holding a single thing. Just goes down, I think, for free, switching back to his rifle. Awkward engagement, and I think Saw, I mean, obviously you lose those 2 players initially downstairs, but it felt like Saw really left GamerLegion off the hook with letting them have that free plant with no presence, no harassment, nobody peeking the doors. It was like a couple players were trying to figure out exactly where they wanted to go, and that gave GamerLegion the time to take a breath and get the bomb planted.
Terrorists win.
It's also just a perfect moment when you imagine in a 3-on-3 bomb starts being planted, and then mentally you know you have a 3-on-2, and 2 players are going to be looking for a fight because they're covering the planter. So I feel like that was a chance for Saw to actually just prevent GamerLegion from getting into this half this early. But a good win from the T side that starts to accomplish what you were just mentioning, chipping away at the economy that's blown up, force the rebuys out, bring that money low. They're not there yet, but at least started on the path. It's got to be a pump fake, you'd imagine, right? 1 salvo. There's only 1 player lined up even close to Hut to take advantage of anything, so I can't imagine this is going to be the execute. With plenty of utility being lined up on top of the roof.
Molotov towards Hut, 1 to the back of the bomb site. And now we're going to be playing here at Tetris, blinded as Towson as he makes his run out towards the upper bomb site. Now we're going to claim his life.
Yeah, that hit gets stalled out by a single smoke and hut. That's why I mentioned I thought it'd be a pump fake. Take that resource away, and the second time through is much, much more effective. But now you got to go into plan B, which is a 4 versus 5 headed towards ramp room. You leave one player in lobby, maybe 2 players to watch for the pushes, and actually not even committing whatsoever. Just a little bit of a fake and I guess contact play?
Not making contact with the Molotov as ZTR. Eventually, GamerLegion getting ready to go into this A-bomb site. And yeah, it looks like it's just going to be contact straight in towards the 2 defenders. Aragorn can sell his life and reveal Agile as a surprise, but Aragorn, he's not even needing teammates again. It's Aragorn with another huge multi-kill on this CT side. He's on for the ace. He's on for all 5, and Agile's with him. He'll steal away the ace opportunity. Well, this has got to feel good if you're Aragorn. You've had great CT sides on Inferno and now into Nuke.
You've also had just overall a great event as Aragorn, like really showing off that you're a big piece of this SAW project moving forward. And he's been the big name that we've touched on Inferno to get them started, to bring them some life, to get into that map and eventually win it out. And now here with some good performances and a lovely hold at that upper bomb site.
Oh, Red's going for the hero AK. Everybody else going to be at pistols. Saving some money for the next round here, but very likely 5-1 start for SAW on the CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, very well should be. Rez takes some damage down to 54 HP. Going to step through that smoke. Still wants to look for the challenge. It's Mutiris outside that he's looking for the heads-up fight against. And actually, oh, he's gotten in quietly.
Rapid around the back. Rez going to be spotted by Agile. So Rez really was the player that needed to step up there for GamerLegion. It looked like he had found himself in a good enough position to deliver some of that impact. But then a missed shot from the orb. Missed shots from the rifle of Aragorn. But still recovered here by SAW. It's just Towson, and eventually Crazy comes in and makes sure it's a cleanup. So lose 2 players, gets a little hairy for a moment there on that upper bomb site, but no plant, and GamerLegion returns to a purchase now with Rez having to take a hit.
Yeah, it could have turned at some point, but Story makes sure that doesn't happen. Missed the first shot, grabs the second one with the op, and that kind of calmed things down. 4-round lead for the SAW defense. Rez with that hero AK-47 didn't have the money, as you mentioned, but it's ZTR, the in-game leader. Shout out to your IGLs. He's dropped a weapon over to his star player.
Yeah, let's see if GamerLegion can start getting some opening kills here. They've only had 1 so far. Story, he's set up to grab the opener, though, Jason. It seems pretty unlikely GamerLegion are going to win this one, but it comes down to whether or not Rez can land a blinder. And he's going to slowly creep into the angle and give Story the easiest shot of the game.
That's a ton of different looks that SAW have given Rez and GamerLegion outside early on in this game, right? The Mutiris push towards red box with the player starting in secret. Now you have Stories op. You had Mutiris passive at back garage last time. Rez has seen a ton of different defense out here, so for him it might feel a little bit sketchy in terms of how he's trying to feel the way they want to play this defense so he can have impact outside, but hasn't felt it yet.
Here's PR. On the back, the Agile head removed from his shoulders. And we've now got PR going for a follow-up. Oh, he's kept it clean. Reading the potential play forward from Crazy. Good clearance from PR. Mutiris doing what he can, but it's just the one. Not the multi available. And Story suddenly falls into a 1v3. Could still win this, though. Could absolutely still win this. Good shot. Goes out again. He was close to it, but that one goes between the legs. A small clap here from Ash as a second round for GamerLegion.
Yeah, a bold call to be aggressive with the 5-on-4 pick that Story provided you. I think if you're going to activate Agile like that in towards lobby, you almost have to park Story there with him to watch for that fallback from ramp room. Give him some cover. He's got 4 different things he's got to be concerned about. Blacktop, got to be concerned about ladder, T entrance, squeak door. Like, there's too much for one man to cover in that kind of a scenario. But from there, it just felt like SAW fell apart. That round got away from them. Everyone got spread out. Everyone operating with a different idea and getting punished in their own right. So a timeout called from SAW to talk things over because they're going to reinvest in this round, obviously, but money's starting to get sketchy on their side. GamerLegion almost at that first goal of causing the financial disruption so that they can close the gap on the scoreboard.
Yeah, so I want to make sure that they get back on the same page. A little bit uncoordinated at times in that previous round, especially getting up into a 5v4. So GamerLegion now the AWP out for hypex, rifles in play. Let's see if they can shut down SAW in this round and actually get going on this T side.
Haven't seen it yet, and we've seen a couple of times their opening option taken away from them. Now, the benefit of that, I mean, that's why this round is so important, is to actually finally get that kind of economic victory, is take some of that utility away from Saw, and then you can start doing some of these fakes, you can start doing these first timing upper execs. You get so many more options available to you. A lot of bodies outside. Story here with the AWP. Looking up towards Silo, but ZTR has fallen off. Wall going to be set up a little bit late, looking for a bit of aggression. Actually, smoke set up all over the place. GamerLegion showing multiple different looks and ideas and attacks to this Saw defense at the same exact time.
Now the wall of smoke's constructed. And Story trying to look over the top. Not going to spot anybody walking through those smokes as GamerLegion actually committing their resources down lower.
Yeah, it's Mutiris and Aragorn who are actually down here to defend. So the question is, on the rest of the map, what is Saw going to be doing in the meantime? They might try and sell Aragorn. He's going to be the one to take the point of the attack with low HP at a headshot angle. But if he goes down, I don't think you'd ever expect Mutiris to be over here at single door. So a trap is laid by Saw.
Oh, but Rez springs the trap and deals with it with a headshot. It's now Mutiris. He's trying to make up for it. He goes swinging out, but Rez with some sharp shooting in this round on the lower side.
Yeah, nicely done from Rez. Likely just won on the round. Story in towards lobby has gotten himself in a sticky situation to try and save that AWP. Over towards ramp room we go. Agile going to try and help him out, but third round for GamerLegion on the board, and they've taken a lot of the money away, especially if you can find these last two weapons. That would be brilliant, but no crazy motivation to hunt for the GamerLegion side with money not built up for them either. But great, now we've got a game in our hands. It feels like for the first time in this series, we've got a competitive game in the early going.
Yeah, it was always either a comeback, it's been patchy, I think, this game. Teams going on a bit of a streak, then a comeback, and never really massively back and forth. But it would be good to see that in the final map of the series.
Yeah, I mean, it should get competitive here with the money being the way it is, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I'm going with it. It should be. I don't even think you might have to buy on a couple players around these saved weapons, but nothing too crazy in terms of investment. So there's still going to be danger in this round. Story with the AWP can still obviously change the nature if he gets some influential kills. M4 still in play to mop some things up, but the other three players, what are they going to bring to the table that can help these other two saved weapons facilitate? Actually, they full buy. Take back everything I just said. They've shoved all in. MP9s across the board with utility, fully bought in and invested as Saw.
Crazy. Going into the lobby. It's going to be Towson to win it. Towson on the follow-up, and Agile alongside ZTR just blow for blow, and it is bloody in this round. But GamerLegion winning out on the fights. But they've lost a lot of control, a lot of space, and so that causes a couple of levels of uncomfort here because Mutiris is on the other side of the smoke with an MP9. He's re-smoked it as well. And yeah, if you're GamerLegion, you're going to start backtracking because you were possibly thinking about that smoke fading away, then retaking lobby control, but now you just have to hit the pause button.
That was a beefy nade, and it actually blows an AK-47 right back into the hands of Mutiris, so good upgrade there. As the smoke fades, he's going to have to relinquish his position. Another nade chucked in, but nobody's home. GamerLegion taking their time, figuring out where they want to go next. Ballsy for Mutiris to stick around as the smoke fades and look for a follow-up fight. They know he's in this position. They can wrap around up on top of the roof. It's Story who's going to get called upon unless GamerLegion just wrap into Mini.
Great shot from Story over the top of the big box. That's going to be ZTR, the next victim. And Story, oh, he nearly gets to the bomb as well. Rez goes down the vent, decides the A-bomb site is not where he wants to be. The AWP is looking over from the top. hypex is going to join in via secret.
That's actually great. The pathing of Rez forces Story to look out from heaven, and hypex reads that kind of a peek.
Oh, timing, look at that. hypex has been spotted. Mutiris, instead of taking that kill, wants to take some space towards Decon. Information as to where hypex is playing from. Mutiris swings open Decon and then immediately downed by Rez.
Okay, Rez starting to heat up into this game.
Yeah.
4 kills, I think, in the last 2 rounds as well, so very, very lovely from him to start showing up. He was one of the great sharp shooters on Overpass that got them that incredible victory.
It's going to be a tie game. And, you know, we were just saying a couple of rounds ago how GamerLegion, without winning the pistol or the fours, they're going to have to win on gun rounds. And they're about to tie the game up via gun rounds. And you've actually got another situation here where at least there's a little bit of damage possible for Saw with the scout coming out, a couple of pistols. But realistically, GamerLegion could just build some real strong money up into the final few rounds here of the half.
Yeah, you're already at that point. If you don't win the pistol, you have to break the economy at some point to give yourself enough rounds to play with, and they've accomplished just that. Took them a little bit of time, so there's an extra round added on top of things. But 5 is going to be fantastic for GamerLegion. This run has been lovely for them to stay in this series. Very quiet, GamerLegion being slow about things. They've generally been setting up walls, sending a number of people outside. This is coming just a little bit later. And looks like they're more than happy to send Rez on his own to just play a safety round outside, gather some information, and make them nervous.
Crazy on the boost. The 5-7 can be really deadly in these kind of positions if he goes unchecked.
It's not a fun death to give up as well, especially as you just smoked it. So Story trying to take an advantage and just make the run to get a better angle for what could be a follow-up fight, just caught in transition.
Smoke goes into main. GamerLegion going to be going into the A bomb site. One from Aragorn and then a second on the 5-7. And 5-7 is doing way too much again from Aragorn. So many impact rounds in this CT side. It doesn't look like they're going to capitalize on it though, but let's see what Crazy can do.
I think he knows where Rez is.
Yeah, and he knows one's down on B, but Rez, as you said, really starting to warm up now in the series. Important jewel to pick up there. Gets a little bit messy. Aragorn,
he has
a scare.
He has a tendency to grab a few extra kills when it feels like he shouldn't,
Yeah,
especially through the smokes.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that made that very frightening, I think. It's like your heart sinks if you're GamerLegion. You see that come out on the scoreboard during this call when everything seems to be going so well, even handling the hypex peak after the fact, but it's coming through the smoke and Mini. That just makes him have no chance to win a fight. Good job from Rez. Tied up at 5, the AWP is back in the hands of Story. And Utility is back for this defensive side as well.
PR. Gonna have to deal with some aggression towards him here. Agile's moved into the hut. Who bites first? Who moves forward first? An AK not as favored when you're in a close quarter combat here with the MP9. Storm to start the proceedings.
Almost looks like they were lining up to walk 2 through Squeak Door as well and do some kind of a lobby crunch in the mid-round. Okay, Crazy, you hear the footsteps now. You got a lot of attention coming towards you on the ramp. Hasn't dropped down, wants the off angle, wants one little headshot kill, and then to back away, it's PR to find the lurk. It's activated way too early off the communication.
The advantage from Story once again, taken away by GamerLegion, followed up by Towson. Now Aragorn, good luck getting a multi-kill from this spot, getting split from 2 positions at the same time. And that's GamerLegion going into the lead on the T side of Nuke.
Same kind of quality that lost in the semifinal last night to put them in this 3rd, 4th place decider is that inexperience. And I think that's the inexperience you see on that flank coming way, way too soon. That's Crazy saying 3 coming ramp. They're in ramp room. Maybe it's the communication issue in terms of not communicating well enough that he's not under pressure. But trying to execute that flank at a point where action hasn't really begun, and you don't have the information that they've fallen back. So GamerLegion find their way out of a tough scenario by applying pressure and attacking elsewhere. And now they've got the lead. 6 in a row for GamerLegion. Sov had all their momentum ripped away from them and taken out. 5 in a row for GamerLegion. They won their first few rounds before that. Still a fantastic rebuttal to get here into Nuke and take the lead on the T side, much akin to Overpass, having success on the harder side of the map.
Well, look at the speed here for GamerLegion. Looking for the knockout blow in this first half, but Agile, good double. PR and hypex at least keeping the fight going, but Agile's still fragging out. Unfortunately, all of his teammates gone, and Crazy's ramp flank once again doesn't work out.
Bomb is down in the upper bomb site. He knows they're going to come this direction, but I don't think he expects what they're doing. This little walk through the smoke already, they're coming at it quick.
Well, they pause now, and this is going to give time for Agile to go up towards heaven. Now, this would be an ace clutch.
If they're still patient over at door, though, like this can just be a clean kill. You have to imagine the likeliest situation is that little information jiggle from heaven.
Well, there's the peek. They move into the bomb site. He's got a timing. They're not looking. Oh my god, he has both of them. He sees them both go into the hut. Agile just waiting, taking his time, lining them up, down to a 1v1. Where does hypex go with this one? Agile could get a 6th round off the back of an ace clutch.
Oh, that smoke is not ideal. It's going to give actually a little bit of pocket of safety for hypex, an edge around the smoke perhaps to play with. And hypex is just
Does
saying,
he go around again?
I mean, I think he just like ruined this clutch for himself.
Yeah.
That safety to get hypex down vent, and now he's so far out of position. What? Oh, that's such a blunder. Shout out to Henry G.
You couldn't say what a blunder. You
I know,
would've
I
said
had to change it
the
up. I couldn't
copyright-
take the
what's
trademark.
copyright issue. All right, well, let's see, Agile. Can he pull it off? He's made this very difficult for himself. He's made it extremely difficult for himself. hypex is backed up all the way into the hallways. He could have gone anywhere at this point. You're Agile, you're coming back in here. You're wondering, where has he gone? And the answer is just anywhere. So, Agile now moving into the side, having to clear so many angles. Oh, it's hard to see him winning this one. It's planning for decon. He looks up to the control room, but he's also got to pick towards single door, and then he does spot out exactly where hypex is playing from, but the time is the issue here, and Agile just doesn't have a kit, so he gets all 5 kills. He just can't win the round, and yeah, that's going to be frustrating. That missed smoke costs Agile, and it's going to be a 7th round here for GamerLegion to turn this first half.
Yeah, I just gave everything over. That's such a bummer, and I mean, it sucks to have to focus on that in a round where he gets an ace, where he gets all 4 kills leading into that 1v1 to put him in the situation. A lovely performance from Agile, who just cannot close it out. Small mistake that has huge consequences. We head into halftime, and GamerLegion, surprisingly with how this half began, it was 5-1 at one point in the favor of Saw. 6 in a row to close things out to give GamerLegion a 2-round lead. And they get to switch over to the defensive side now, and anytime you switch over to the T side and you're at a deficit as the IGL, you just know you're in for a tough half of calling, and it better be perfect. So Mutiras has a lot of weight on his shoulders if they want to exit with the 3rd place here at PGL Bucharest.
That's Agile doing everything he can, really. 3K on the upper bomb site. Started looking like there was a lot of ways for him to win that final round. Just misses out on it. The GamerLegion have got to go into this second half feeling on top of the world. Working out 7 rounds on the T side via gun rounds. And let's see what Saw have cooking in this pistol. No utility. Every player with Kevlar. Gonna be an upper rush to send the players out. No flashes, nothing. Gonna make it quite easy here for Taliesin to take 2 at the back of the bomb site, but then all the kills come charging in, and Saw suddenly in a 3v2.
Well, this timing on Rez, though, he's got a very nice one if he wants to slide through this smoke. He's not going to take the risk. He knows he needs to stay alive. PR up in heaven, making his presence very well known to the Saw guys. And Rez has the room now to move in. Stories exchange places. Rez could have a double kill. Oh, yes, he can. The peek from heaven, and the bomb's at the back of the site.
Yeah, Story now getting back into the hut. It's going to be a tap on that defuse. They're getting away. They're not going to stick it. Now they get back onto it, but Rez is immediately taken out. So all that hard work from Rez, and it doesn't matter. Story just wins out the clutch, staying inside of the hut, and he actually takes all the kills on the way out.
Okay, well, there was not enough cover for him to get the defuse whatsoever. You had to pick if you're going to watch Hut or Squeak Door, and it's the wrong answer. Easy cleanup in the 1v2 at the end of the day. Both pistols going the way of Saw here in the 3rd and deciding map. A lovely advantage to have for the final map in a series. Taliesin does his best work with the dualies, but look at the openings from Aragorn. We keep saying his name. He's been a badass for Saw on this map. And keeping the scoreline close. 13 kills for Aragorn, 14 for Story. A little bit of fake sound cues. It's almost Mutira sprinting behind those smokes and then pausing and backing off of it. So Rez has already started in secret, just going to jump spot for presence. But Saw's lining up as if they're just going to split into the upper bomb site through mini. And you have no defense here. The stack is in ramp room, a player downstairs, Taliesin outside in hell. It's a free bomb site, a free plant, and a free tied game for Saw.
Well, Talsin ripped out from heaven. It's Agile to take him out with a Galil. The bomb plant going to be secured on the site. And I think for GamerLegion, just how convincing that was, they'll be happy to hold on to whatever they've got.
Yeah, save and try again in the next round. See if you can come up with something more creative, or maybe get aggressive with things, as you know you're going to be buying the real weapons in the round following. Could set up for some exits if you wanted to be cheeky as well. Although with no players pushing wrapping around lobby, an easy escape for Saw. So everyone's just going to back off and call the stalemate. 7-7. GamerLegion having to deal with slow starts today. Both teams in recovery mode from heartbreaking losses in the semifinals. GamerLegion taking back-to-back 13-1 losses to Aurora. A very quick series. I think we were told after the fact, or there was a tweet or something, that there's only been 7 games in, like, you know, professional Counter-Strike and CSGO and CS2 that have only had 2 rounds by one of the teams.
Yeah, that's insane.
And then obviously Saw had the heartbreaker winning the first map last night.
Yeah, it's the way... Sorry.
Go on.
It's the way Aurora have just been so back, like so up and down, like all the time. It's so hard to call it. It's like they come into the playoffs. I'm like, okay, they've just kind of limped here.
I think that's the win last night that's got them some. I think they're going to come in today and look really good.
Yeah.
I have them win in the final, and I'm a big Legacy fan. I like the way they play the game. I like their players, but with that look from Aurora yesterday, I'm like, that's the win you needed to get the confidence back that we all can tell you're lacking.
We're not lacking confidence now. I saw with the opening kill of the round. It's good starts in both halves here for Saw. Crazy. Gonna deal with Talsin, who's aggressive in the hut. Crazy getting pushed in the ramp, but he reads it. Comes back to the angle just in time before it proves effective for GamerLegion. And then Rez spotted an event. They know exactly where he is. So Saw do well to keep the money really strong here. They don't lose a single player.
Yeah, neither one of these 2 rounds. So spectacularly done. A big benefit to them. GamerLegion's going to have a strong buy in the next round as well, so they know it's going to be tough. But obviously that cash behind you on the T side of Nuke, you can sustain some losses, you can get creative in the playbook. It's a nice place to be to open up in your gun rounds. Rez going to go down for free. And that's the lead given over to Saw right at the start of this second half.
Gonna get the AWP out for hypex. A good buy coming through for GamerLegion. They were really solid on the gun rounds in that first half. Let's see if it's the same story here on the CT side. Galil's on 4 players, a bonus for Saw. If they win on this, their money is just in such a good position.
And not a single player with the helmet on the GamerLegion defense, so those Galils can chew you up quick. They're basically AKs in this kind of a scenario.
It's a great point. And while Rez, he's pushed up, going aggressive, trying to be disruptive early on.
Yeah, no kits either for GamerLegion. Utility's going to run low, so they'll try and hold their nerve as long as possible and hold on to some of these smokes until they feel like it absolutely must be used. Initial smoke wall set up, but with very few HE grenades, nothing that GamerLegion's defense can do to be disruptive to that wall. So into the inner bomb site we go. Defense going to try and line up here as the execute comes in.
Talsin off of the ledge. It's Aragorn to take away Talsin's life. Now ZTR waits on top of the hut. The smoke is up, keeping him covered off right now. And he'll happily collect the life of Agile, dive down into the squeaky door, but Materis is still around here.
There's a wrap coming in all the way from T-spawn outside. So if Rez can't get anything done, I think GamerLegion just chooses to save, but they're going to let him play first to see if it's worth testing. No kits, remember that.
Yeah, Rez gonna have a look here at Materis. Good shots. Taking down Materis is Rez. He's taking a lot of damage on board at 30 HP, so...
I don't think they go for this anymore. I think it's too far gone.
Well, Rez is just gonna swing his body into the fight, and I think now you definitely won't go for it with Rez going down, so bail out, try and get the AWP away, but it doesn't really matter. You've lost the AWP, and PR now trying to retreat. He might not even get away, and he does it. So, huge round here for Saw. 9-7. GamerLegion don't save anything, so it's disastrous, really, to kick off this second half.
Yeah, I don't know if they lost the detail in that kind of scenario, that there were no kits, but that was taking way too long to line up, and you're giving Rez way too much time to make that play. Had to be much, much quicker without any kits. And then, obviously, because you don't make the call to save earlier, you're in danger completely when you eventually decide this is pointless, that we can't win this, we need to back away. So I'll take everything away from you. So compounding mistakes, it feels, in that round at the end, at the tail stretch for GamerLegion, and a timeout, the first one called by Ash. He gave his guys a lot of room in the first half to work themselves out of the deficit, out of the problem. They did exactly that, but a slow start on the CT side is causing issues. And now Ash wants to help them get back on track here. Here's the opening. Aragorn, we just keep saying his name. Some lovely kills right at the close as well. Mutiris taking out the falling back, but these are the exit kills that are just so painful for GamerLegion to take. An AWP and an M4 ripped out of their hands right at the end. Moving into this next round, they've got very little to fight with. Some upgraded pistols, 3 Deagles, a 5.7, an MP9 on PR.
Mutiris cross over the box. Rez knocked over.
Saw's getting a little swagger.
Yeah.
Just 1 kill and making a decision, and they've already taken over ramp room. Starting to move on this T side. I quite like this, and even gonna...
Oh, he's just going. He's gonna keep walking. Mutiris is gonna catch them walking in towards him outside, and Crazy and Aragorn are moving up, and GamerLegion just getting carved up. It's gonna be 10 rounds for Saw in just a moment.
You kind of want to do some damage if you're Taliesin and go for some kills, and maybe, I mean, unlikely to create any real opportunity, but this AK-47 I think is actually pretty important. Gonna have to try and save it, but being hunted. Wrapped around all the way towards T-spawn is Agile, and he's got a great angle, and you'll never expect it. Good win. Easy win, and that's the AK-47 recovered for Saw. So they're going to hit double digits first with a 3-round lead. And much like the first half, GamerLegion have a recovery scenario. Still blanked in this second half. Exactly how Inferno played out. They had a good first half for them, came into it with a lead. Second half, it took them a long time to get their first round on the board.
Terrorists win.
Outside of Overpass, it's felt like Saw's been the better team. Weird to say.
Yeah, I definitely saw. I think it's just the level of comfort on the maps, as you mentioned, just not an Overpass team, not a team that played it all that often.
Yeah, but anytime you hear a coach kind of cheering you up like that, that's a signal to me that he
It's
feels
all
like this team
gone
is
flat.
missing some energy. Yeah, anytime you see a coach trying to get really, really loud.
Ash says that happens a lot, though.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
in a lot of post-game interviews, says the comms can just start breaking down for GamerLegion.
I think you talk to any coach, they'll tell you that happens quite more than they'd like it to.
Yeah. Let's see if it's worked. Let's see if it fires GamerLegion back into this. Oh, look at that gap.
Yeah, that's gross. Another smoke is going to fill up the gap. Broken open, nobody crossing yet. Broken open again, and the second smoke has faded now. So a completely disjointed wall and disrupted by GamerLegion. And there's no more smokes to complete it. There's 3 players outside, and they have no utility to get themselves over towards Secret.
A crossover. Mutiris to fall at the hand of hypex. Now Agile into the peak. Rez just going to run back into the bomb site. Not wanting to give away this advantage the GamerLegion have worked so hard for, that they need, that they require, and that bomb is going further down towards B.
They haven't rotated anyone yet. They haven't rotated anyone to the lower bomb site whatsoever.
This could be a bomb plant for Saw, and oh, the advantage is gone. You could cut rotations as well, because look how many players are pinned on the upper bomb side. If Story can keep them busy, allowing Saw all the time in the world to put that bomb down on the site. But with Agile going down, Story no longer feels like he has that resource to stay there. So he's going to back away, play from main instead, and nearly catching Rez, doing some extra damage here. It's kept him pinned, kept him busy. But that bomb is planted, and it's on Saw to try and win out a 3v4.
Yeah, but I mean, you've just denied vent access over to the retake, so Rez has got to realign all the way towards ramp room with his teammates. 2 kits, there's a smoke as well to put in place. The retake is desperate. It must happen for GamerLegion.
Oh, low HP, couldn't be finished off. Taliesin makes it work. The hole in the door, not enough here for Story. No glory from that one. And Crazy's going to be waiting out towards Squeaky. Reds to fall in the side. Low HP, they all line up! What is that? That is really crazy. 11 rounds for Saw. And that might just put them in the direction of a third-place finish here in Bucharest.
Absolutely lovely to take advantage of that. GamerLegion just swarming towards the defuse. One last place to clear, and the mistake of everybody lining up. Crazy does his Aragorn impression. It's shades of it from Inferno.
Exactly. Yeah, it's another one of those just big lineups. GamerLegion just eclipsing one another, allowing the spray to come in. And another round that just takes the wind out of the sails of GamerLegion. In fact, I think it's a cannonball straight into the hull of the ship. They're sinking right now.
Yeah, what metaphor do you want? Knife in the back. I mean, that's a 1 versus 4 that ends in 1 second.
What? Just look at that.
A complete
Insane.
catastrophe for GamerLegion. Well, if comms weren't bad before, it's going to be bad now.
Oh, yeah, it is a vacuum over there.
Surely, I don't, like, do you take a timeout here if you're Ash? I almost feel like it makes sense to take a timeout and calm everybody down, but at the same time, you don't want to take a timeout and just have the comms be flat and dead. That's even worse. So he's going to let him play. A 4-round lead. GamerLegion still 0 rounds on the CT side nuke.
Oh, Aragorn spotted, diving in, but very quick to get the opening kill. They're just going to speed their way through this Saw, trying to make the most of that frustrating round loss for GamerLegion and catch them off guard. But PR and Rez keeping the fight going for GamerLegion. And that quick attempt of the knockout blow on the upper bomb side has not paid off here for Saw. Story hunting, hypex down, eventually gets his reward and the intended result. He'll toss the AWP up under the boxes, making it almost impossible to recover.
Yeah, I like that. This is, I mean, even win or lose, this is a great round from Saul. Look at the money over on the GamerLegion side of things. Nobody's got any cash built up, so this is going to be painful no matter which way it ends. And Story's got the bomb. 15 bullets, 1 minute on the clock. One player in the downstairs bomb site in vents. That's PR. Rez gonna be outside. It's all down to timing. Story's got a chance here. Good kill, good headshot. Oh, and it opens everything up. The whole map is available to Story now.
Climbing up towards the bottom of the ladder. The ascent to heaven. PR in the vent. Story's got to clear outside. Has no information as to where PR is. Silently dropping, using the Molotov towards main instead. Commits to the bomb plant at the back of the site. PR coming up the vent. Flash out in front of the site. He knows where he is now. And Story gets aggressive. I like this reposition.
Oh, this is nasty.
Oh, this is going to be map point. This is going to be series point. Story should win this, but PR with a backtrack. Story's going to go in towards him, and he'll still claim that headshot. Well-earned high fives here. What a recovery of the round again. This time it's Story pulling around back.
It's done. It's so done. 1 versus 4 in the last round for Crazy. 1 versus 3 in this round for Story. GamerLegion just, I mean, they've been punched in the face repeatedly in this half. Story just styles on him, forces like 3 misses out of hypex. A lovely shot on Rez, and then the very bold reposition to gain an advantage in the 1-on-1 over PR, who just can't believe it.
I mean, it's hypex just being obviously so frustrated. Everyone from GamerLegion understandably so. A lot of rounds that is ripping their mentality apart. Even the initial kill is getting traded out immediately. We're at a 3v3. 20 seconds into the round, we're at a 3v3.
Yeah, I think that's a round you call if you're an IGL or a coach to just say, go take this lobby crunch, take some decision-making out of their hands when you see that everyone is visibly frustrated. Give them a round where they know exactly where the fight's going to be, exactly what needs to be done. Not as successful as they would have liked, and Saw's just going to walk out squeak door.
hypex. A free kill on Aragorn looking the wrong way. Good timing to peek in from main. Can Saul win another disadvantageous round? Can they possibly win a 2v3 here?
Oh, he needs to get into the bomb site. I think PR is going to beat him, though.
Yeah, PR has arrived on time. There's still a minute left, though.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're just pausing in their positions. They've shown the pressure of where they want to go. They're just hoping they find the timings, and neither of them are going to be there. Easy cleanup at the end of the day for GamerLegion. Finally, first round on the board in the second half for GamerLegion. They've got up to 8, now within 4 of forcing overtime. But it feels much further away with the way Saul has been playing and the clutches that have been coming out. But can this young, inexperienced team solve the problem that they had last night in the semifinals? A chance to win that series 2-0, and they let them come back into overtime and actually defeat them. Legacy had to force their way back into it. GamerLegion now has that same challenge. And Saul's only got 1 day to talk it over and figure it out and fix those issues.
Mutiras, look at this. Res! Oh, he's just spotted Mutiras at the last second there, but it was too late. And the Portuguese squad, with a man advantage, looking to close out this series and take third place.
Mutiras has called very fast, very aggressive rounds in these last 3 to 4. A complete reversal of how it's been going after that. And Saw now walk into the bomb site. PR the only defense, way back.
PR swings into the fight. Aragorn going to come out on top of this one. Agile as well, and that's it. No life left in GamerLegion. It will be Saw claiming third place here at PGL Masters Bucharest. What a surprise run from them. And even yesterday, could have made it all the way to the grand finals, but they'll settle for third. And I'm excited about the future of this Saw squad. They showed us some exciting prospects for the Portuguese future.
Denko said it, I'll just reiterate, saying he's excited about Saw's future. I mean, watching what we've just seen, claiming third place at PGL